Welcome to Classy Broadcast with Classy Broad members Jay Crook, Sycamore Treasy, and Callie Fox. Join us today for episode 8 with Michelle and Dustin Tucker, discussing addiction and recovery, the rise and fall of RBK, the opening of their new restaurant, and much more. We hope you enjoy episode 8 of Classy Broadcast. As always, thank you for listening and for giving us a space to voice our thoughts.
Welcome back to the Classy Broadcast.
Don't scream.
I'm Jesse Crook.
I'm Nicholas Fletcher.
Shut the fuck up.
Dustin Tucker.
Michelle Tucker.
Callie Fox.
Now that that's on the record. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, today our guests, our guests. What?
I'm highlighting them.
Oh, today our guests are Michelle and Dustin Tucker.
Hey.
And we're going to talk about some stuff.
So we have received some feedback and noticed in editing that we have a tendency to talk over each other, over the guests. So as far as guest episodes go specifically, we really want to work on being more guest focused. So we're going to work on that today. So I want to introduce Michelle Tucker. We have known each other for God, how long now?
Dude, over 10 years.
Yeah.
Over 12 years.
So we met dancing together at Bareback Saloon.
Yes.
We have seen each other through some crazy shit. I've watched her grow big time. She's always been a super good friend of mine. First person to actually come around and help me when my mom died. So that was sick. Jesse, I'll let you introduce Dustin because you know him better than I do.
This is my very close friend, Dustin Tucker. How did we meet?
Oh fuck! I
think it was fucking Andrew Glover, dude.
Was it fucking Andrew? I forgot Andrew Glover was a person. Holy shit, dude!
Hopefully he's not watching.
Hopefully he is. Like, you know, like, fuck, we're
Yeah, thank you for introducing us, Andrew.
Yeah,
and also fuck you for robbing my car.
Oh.
I think it was him back in the day, and then we started just hanging out,
Smoking weed.
Oh yeah,
It was weed.
Bongs were our appendage back in the day.
It was definitely.
Oh
weed.
yeah, but then we started rapping together and created RBK, Rock Bottom Click.
Rock
307 boys.
Stick in the box records.
Stick in the box records.
Fuck, that was 12 years ago.
No, more than that, bro.
More than that, bro.
Because we were 18. We were 18. I was 18, so.
Yeah.
I met you were still in. You were still.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, you were in Independence High School.
Yeah.
Over there by where Fat Cakes used to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought you were like 17.
Yeah, 16. Or I think it was 17. Yeah.
You had dreadlocks and shit. Dude.
Yeah, 17, little stoner. Fucking
There's
Jack Black looking. I know what you did last summer. Fucking looking fella.
Yeah, cute, dude. Super cute. Yeah, and then the rest is history from there. Fuck, it's been a long time.
His story, my story.
They seen each other in addiction and getting clean too.
Sure.
We were the worst of the worst.
That's one thing I think is interesting
so bad
about us, all of us, is so many people like can't hang out with the people that they used with when they get clean, but like somehow we
Together, clean together,
like,
yeah.
What do you guys think like makes that different for us?
I would honestly, I would have to just say that when we got clean, we wanted to get clean. It was just determination of wanting to do it. Everyone in here wanted to change their lives. The people that can't do that are the ones that are lying to themselves, honestly.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair.
they have reasons and excuses to go back to it, right? Because right now, anyone you guys can pull out a blunt or a line of coke. If it, not saying you do, but if you did, and I could be like, that's cool. You're still my friend. I love you. It's just not for me because that's what I want. I don't want to do that, and I think everyone in this room's on that page. That's probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I would assume it is.
Shit, I don't even want to clean my house, but let alone do drugs.
Doing drugs is
Sounds
fucking
like a lot of
exhausting, isn't
And
it?
it's expensive.
It's so exhausting and expensive.
On that note, actually, Dustin, I wanted to ask you. So you know, like you got on probation, right? That was kind of like your whole thing. So a lot of people, when they get on probation, they kind of like just play the game until they get off, and then they go get high again. When did you decide that that was for real for you, and not just like a on the law thing?
Well, I was addicted to all kinds of drugs. I was doing all drugs. It didn't matter what it was. I knew I didn't want to do hardcore drugs anymore, so I stopped When I'm, for the most part, I was drinking a lot. I was on probation drinking, and I didn't understand why I couldn't drink if I had a job and I was of age. And then they sent me to rehab because I just kept failing breathalyzer after breathalyzer because I was like, I should be able to drink. And I was faking it through rehab just to get out. And then I don't know, honestly, I was going to kill myself when I was in rehab, like when I got out, because like, I just couldn't be happy anymore. Like nothing, I would laugh and everything, but nothing was like genuine anymore. Like there was no true happiness in my life at that point. And I was like, fuck, I popped a happy fuse doing all these drugs. Like, I could never find happiness again. I'm just going to kill myself. And honestly, I was watching Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey, man. I remember, and I just started fucking crying. Like, snot all over my lips, dude. I'm in this rehab with all these people who just got out of prison and shit. They're all making fun of me. I'm like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Fucking he's a stud. And then
Shout out to Matthew.
Yeah, shout out to Matthew, bro. He was such a stud.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
And Failure to Launch, and I'll never forget that was the exact moment when I felt again. I was like, it was so much like I was literally snot. Like when I mean snot, I was fucking like, oh my god, I couldn't control it. It was years of repressed emotion that I was hiding from drugs, and then I was like, that's actually cool to feel. And then from then I was just like, I was in rehab. I was in a 30 to 90 day program for a year and a half.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was about a year and 3 months into it. Once I hit that moment, I was out in 3 months, and the rest, I just stayed sober since, and I just did it. I didn't need probation. I was still on it for 4 more years, but I didn't need it at that point. I just went, and I was like, thank you guys. You guys are here to help me. So I used probation to help me, and I just stayed sober. It was kind of hard, though, because Michelle was a dancer. I was staying at your guys' house on M Street, you know, and I was still on ISP, supervised probation, and like intense probation. They didn't like the fact they're like, you're supposed to be sober living every night. Where are you at? I'm like, oh, I'm staying at my girlfriend's house. And they're like, who is it? And I'm like, oh, she's just a dancer at Bareback.
Yeah, they hated
like,
that,
dude.
dude.
Oh, they're like, that's horrible. You're not gonna make it. You're bound to fail. And I was like Bruno Mars. I was like, don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what happened. It was that Matthew McConaughey movie.
Wow.
And I just broke down, and I felt, and I was like, okay, I can feel again. And I just started feeling life and living life.
Like art is so dope. Fucking A, dude.
Matthew fucking
Facts.
McConaughey. Failure to Launch. He's a stud, bro.
I love him.
Yeah, and that was it. That's the movie.
So same kind of question for you, because like I know you didn't get any big trouble with the law, right? What made you decide to quit?
Dude, I was just tired of like driving back. I would drive back, so I would work at Bareback, and then I would literally drive back and forth to Salt Lake every day. I'd get my drugs, come back, get my drugs, come back to work every single day. Yeah, every single day.
Damn.
And then literally nobody had drugs that day. I was out of money, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm so done. And I went up to the hospital. I went up there a million times, and like Stephen Walker always did my intake and was like, you should go to detox, you should go to rehab. And I was like, okay. And then he'd leave my room, and I'd always leave the hospital because I was like, they're going to force me to go, dude. But I went, and I just went up there, and I was like, dude, I'm done. So, I don't know.
That's awesome though. Like, you just your power of will. Like you're just like, yep, you know, I'm over this shit.
Yeah, dude, I was just so sick and everything. Like he said, it's exhausting being on drugs.
Like, being sick and tired.
Well, you
Finding the drugs, finding the money. Yes.
Well, what about you guys?
a lot of work.
Oh God. So for me, like I said, like it gets brushed over a lot that because Michelle's so big on her recovery because it's been a big thing for her and she's been an inspiration to other people. For me, it was quieter. And when we lived together in M Street, like I was fucked up on Xanax, bro. Just like taking it all the time. Jesse was going to jail on the weekends the whole time, and it kind of continued on into where we lived in the big house. And he was on opiates at the same time. And I would notice how much opiates he was doing, and I would get mad at him. And he would be like, dude, you and your fucking
Same
Xanax,
thing.
what do you mean? And I, like, Xanax, if you don't know, fucks with your memory really hard. So for me, I was like, I'm not doing it that much. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, it turns out like was, definitely. And after Jesse and I, well, we ended up breaking up because we just couldn't reconcile. We were both too fucked up on drugs and angry at each other, and it was a whole thing. And seeing that it affected my life in that big way, took away everything that I loved, I had to be done. I just couldn't do it anymore. But that's one thing that I was frustrated with my mom. I even told her, I was like, dude, like, how can you see what it does to your family and the people that you love and not want to stop? And she was like, it's just not that easy for some people.
Weird, right? Like, everyone's like, my dad was an alcoholic and beat my mom. I never would. I'll never do it. I know not to do it because I seen it. You end up doing it. Even worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Crookie?
Shit, man. I don't know. Like, fuck. I feel I only. Sorry. It's a lot, kind of. Actually, you know, I mean, I've only been clean for like, really only been clean for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
I think.
Don't say only. Bro.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal, bro.
That's good, dude.
Pretty much. I don't know. I just. We had made fucking basically an ultimatum, like, you know, or not really an ultimatum because those don't really work. Old tomatoes.
Old tomatoes.
But, basically, it came down to what do I want? Do I want to grow up and have a family and do real life, or do I want to keep, you know, living in that cycle of eat, sleep, rave, repeat? You know, I guess I've pretty much had a problem with all the big drugs. But I would do this, and then I would go to that for a year, then that for a year, then that for a year, and finally I relapsed. Well, I stopped doing opiates, and then I relapsed on, I think, Valentine's Day, because I'm fucking cool. But but I
love, huh?
Yeah.
I relapsed on Valentine's Day, and basically the cow was like, well, what do you fucking want? Do you want this or do you want that? And I was like, no, I want this. So
Well, I
just
was extra mad too because my mom kept getting fucked up too. So,
Yeah,
like,
and so
that wasn't very nice of me.
I
but-
chose family and love over addiction. Well, not addiction. You're addicted forever, but like I chose love and family over getting high. So that's just where I'm at. I didn't really get in trouble or anything. I had been in trouble with the law before, you know, but once I overdosed and got that last like charge, I was like, I'm good. I don't want any of that. Now I'm not afraid when cops are behind me. So.
Right.
Right?
I still
Yeah,
freak
that
out.
was
If a
nice.
cop gets behind me, it's like a past thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what is in the car? Like, I start checking myself. I know nothing's there. And I'm like, but what if something got left in here? Even though it's a brand new van, still freak out.
Well, now I do jiu-jitsu. When a cop gets behind me, I get a boner.
Yes,
Because we have cops in jiu-jitsu.
yes,
and they get behind me.
I
Okay.
get it.
So, Nick, I have a
Wrestling.
I
question
get
for you
irritated.
real
I'm like, I'm
fast.
not doing
Yeah,
anything,
okay,
fucker.
Since we all have our stories of addiction, I've known you just as long as I've known Jesse. You were skinny Nick back then. Back when I had my Mitsubishi. You were around us and everyone partying, and everyone in our group, and pretty much almost everyone ended up being addicted to something. How were you able to stay in the group with all of us and be all of our friends and not like we're the one who didn't do that? And like, every of your friends have been there and done that, and you were side by side and you were at the parties and you were there, but you were never that guy. So what kept you from not hopping the fence, I guess?
So for me, there's like that's a pretty complex question with a complex answer. From a perspective of why I chose never to partake, I had an alcoholic father who kind of ironically, you earlier brought up the concept of we try not to be like our parents, but we still end up being like them anyway.
Yeah.
I did kind of the opposite because I feel like in a I'm comfortable enough to talk about my dad in this way with everybody knowing how much I truly love and care about that man. A very vivid memory I have is when I got to the age where we would go socialize and we were drinking, but we were younger than we should have been. I'd never drank before, never been around it or anything, and somebody gave me a bottle of whiskey like at a party and was like, oh, you should try it. And all I did is the typical what you do, you smell it, and smelled it, and I was like, that smells like my dad. And like that triggered me because up until that point, that smell, I never thought, I didn't know what whiskey smelled like.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit. That stuck with me for a long time. I just started to, at a really young age, decide that a silly, goofy concept, oh, that guy's high on life. I really loved that I could be in a room and be the loudest, most boisterous, colorful person and sober as a bell.
And
I
literally
love
be
that.
high on life.
Yeah,
while
literally
everyone else is
sober as a
high.
bell. So that kind of became a thing. And then as I started to grow up, it even became a thing where I would just be kind of known as like the DD and like the mediator. It started getting crazy. The sober one would be like, whoa, guys. Or like if we needed rides home and things like that. And then anytime I would try to say dip a toe, and even that's like very gently, like weed. The first time I smoked weed, horrible experience. I wasn't like, oh wow, this is cool, I want to try that again.
You described it as violent.
Yeah, it was no, literally. That's what every time I was violently high, and it was bad enough. It was bad enough that I was just like, I have no interest in doing that. It skyrocketed my anxiety, and a dude who at the time I didn't know how bad my anxiety was, but anything that gave me anxiety, I was like, well, I'm gonna stay away from that. So then it just became it was very, just fortunately for me, very isolated incidents that I had the opportunity to like drink alcohol and chose not to. Smoked weed like a handful of times, and every time was like, that was a really bad experience. And then had, like you brought up, perspective to go to the house parties, the recording sessions. Like we were rapping and shit like that. Like homies fucking breaking up lines on notebooks and snorting lines in front of me, and I'm like, this little fucking prim proper dude who and just to be in that environment, but to see what it was doing to the people I cared about and being like, fuck, I don't want to really, like watching my people that I loved and cared about and watching how much it affected and changed them. It really just, it's almost like getting to stand on the edge, like outside of a black hole, and watch everybody jump in it and be like, why would you do this? You know, so.
That's interesting because
so cool.
I had the opposite. Like saw that, smelled the alcohol on people, and was like, "Wow, that smells like my mom," and then got fucked up to escape that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. That's like, I'll never do that.
And that maybe there's a level of psychology to why the different, because I think that's probably, if you looked at it on a psychological standpoint, I'm sure there's some clinical data as to why somebody would go one way or another. Because I think that's your choice. Is when you are in that environment, you choose either to jump into it or run away from it. So like, why do we make those choices?
I kind of used it as an excuse to do it. I was like, I could drink and do a little bit of drugs, but I know where it leads, so I know when to stop. But being an addict, it's not like I'm addicted to the drugs. That's me. I'm the addict, so like there was no control. I couldn't just do a little bit, but I thought I could, you know. So I was like, I know not to go that far. I could smoke weed a couple times, and I know I'm not gonna end up fucking like Leonardo DiCaprio on Basketball Diaries.
Another one I haven't seen. God, I'm sheltered.
Blowing wiener for heroin.
Would be nice.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Not saying I did that. It was a restaurant, not a bathroom. It was in a restaurant.
With the
Different location.
Yeah, different location. I'm not like him. He went down to a bathroom.
You're gonna do it in a gross bathroom.
Yeah, gross. Ew.
I did drugs off the bathroom
I have
floor
a
once.
question. Did you guys just think you were having fun the whole time? Because, like, I know my mom, obviously, after she died, I read all her journals and shit, found out what the fuck she was getting fucked up about, and her whole life it was like, you guys are just trying to ruin my fun. And it was the same with Jesse. He was like, I'm just having fun. Why are you fucking being like this? And so I'm curious, do you recognize that you were like fucked up to get away from your feelings, or were you just like, I'm having fun and everybody's trying to ruin it?
Oh, it was fucking fun. I am the first to admit it was fun until it wasn't fun, and it wasn't fun at the very end. All the way up until I hit the brick wall going 90 miles per hour. It was fun the entire trip until you hit the wall. And then once you crashed, right? But it was fun, so I don't have to act like it wasn't fun. It was great.
Glad your guys' crash led to you guys like being here though.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely. Hands down, dude.
It almost sounds like a good analogy for it is like when they sent like first dog into outer space, they didn't have a plan to get him home. So it's like, hell, that was fun. I got to go up into fucking outer space. Ooh, this is a blast. And then you got up to outer space and was like,
oh fuck.
How do I get home now? Yeah.
Except we didn't really care about going home, you know?
I said, ooh, that's dark, but yeah.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
Except you didn't really care about going home. You were like, I guess this is where I live now.
But I mean, anyone
Until you did, though.
Yeah.
Right, anyone who knows me knows I'm an extremist. Like, when I was doing drugs, when me and Jesse were doing drugs, I'm going to divulge a little bit of your information, Jesse. Like, we didn't just do drugs. We were roofing ourselves. Like, people buy roofies to, like, rape women. We're like, fuck that. Why would you waste that on a hooker, dude?
Yeah.
We were snorting roofies. Like, we would do extreme amounts. It was never... It was different. I feel like, I'm not trying to, like, glorify or anything, but I feel like the way we were doing drugs were different than the other addicts in our circle. Like, we were doing crazy amounts, and I think that's also probably what helped me get sober, is because, like, it was so much. Like, I couldn't even imagine putting that much energy into anything other than bettering myself these days, because it was so
I was gonna say, you put that much energy into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did that with drug use. Like, it was bad, huh, Crook?
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
It was,
Jesse used to tell me he used to go around the bar and, like, steal drinks hoping that there was roofies in them.
oh, it was,
I'm like,
Them's
Jesus
is facts.
Christ, bro, like,
And it happened to be a couple of times, so.
yeah,
Oh
it was
my
bad.
god.
But
Funny
also,
drinking story after Jesse drinks roofies. Have you ever seen a man this big get naked and do a fucking front flip and land on his feet? I witnessed it, and that shit was fucking awesome.
my God.
It was the big great white blur of amazingness. Drunk as shit off
my
KCT. Literally front flipped over a couch. He's like, I could do it, guys. And I was like, I don't know, Jesse. That's a pretty big couch. And he's like, if I could take off my clothes and be aerodynamic, I would front flip this motherfucker. We egged him on, bro. Boom, right on his feet. I was like, holy shit. It was Chris Farley, Beverly Hill Ninjas shit, dude. It was so awesome.
Hell yeah.
So
Oh my
awesome,
God.
dude.
y'all gotta make me a movie list. Like, fuck.
You haven't seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
You don't get that one either?
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's a classic.
I had a really
Yeah.
bad attention
With
span
Chris
for
Rock.
well, not even just attention span. I got anxious if I relaxed for fucking forever. I still struggle with it, but not as bad.
too.
But yeah, dude, like, I miss a lot of movies because of that.
Oh my god.
Chris's.
So I definitely have plenty of questions, but I want to add, like, Treasy, do you have any questions that you want to ask?
So,
Whose is bigger?
8 inches.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
my question would be, this kind of pertains, because I guess my perspective gets to be extra unique, being surrounded by that culture but never jumping into it. For you guys on the recovery end, is because what I hear consistently, and Crook made a reference to it earlier, is that you're never like truly recovered. You're always a recovering addict, and you're always addicted. So, are there still times that you have those urges where you miss the drugs and like in how they make you feel? And on a side note of that is still trying to maintain relationships with people that you want, because you want to be a beacon for people. You want to be around the addicts that you can like, hey, you can get better like me. Is that triggering to be around a using addict?
That's a good question.
For me, it's not too triggering to go around a using addict. Like, we have friends that go and, like, drink and stuff, and it doesn't bother me to go around alcohol or anything like that, because, like, I know what I want, and I know I can't drink, because I will end up sleeping with grandma, the dog, everyone. I'm a huge freaking lover. No joke, dude, like, seriously. But I get triggered, especially, like, with my health stuff we've been having going on lately. Like, he is freaking beast mode. If you know him, he works and works out, and he just go, and I don't have that. Yeah. And so for me, I'm like, dude, I wish I could keep up. So on some days, I'm like, you know what I wish I could do? If I could do some meth, I could bust this house out so freaking fast, you know what I mean? Or, like, when you have insomnia, I'm like, if I could just do some heroin, or, like, I get triggered a lot.
Yeah.
for me, I mean, yeah, a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm always gonna be an addict, but I'm not a drug addict no more. I'm just not. It's 10 years. December 8th is gonna be 10 years. I don't have the urge. I
Real talk. That's insane.
I don't have the urge to do it, and I'm not trying to say I'm different than other people, and I'm not trying to go against AA or NA or anything that those people say. I'm just not a drug addict no more. But am I an addict? Yes. Like she said, I go all the time. It's almost unhealthy, because like I'm literally so exhausted all the time, and I'm scared that if I don't do that, I can go back to where I was. But it's never drugs. It's the mental state I'm more worried about. I'm not scared of going back to doing drugs. I'm scared of going back into that thought of I will never be happy again, and I'm gonna kill myself.
Holy shit.
So like
that sounds familiar.
So I don't think I'm a. Yeah, I'm an addict. I mean, if anyone's met me, hung out with me, I'm a fucking extremist addict at everything I do, but I don't do drugs. So I'm not a drug addict no more, but I'm still addicted. I'm just addicted to other things.
And being around you as often as I am, like definitely you do have a very persistent, unrelenting workforce. Like almost to maybe like I think you're consciously aware of. There's a downside to that.
Oh, definitely, for sure, definitely.
I would say I've always been very impressed by your ability to be very honest with yourself about who you are. Like, I remember one time when I was working for you at Denny's, and you said I'm a sick addict. I have to stay busy. Like I have to. And I was like, damn, like, this motherfucker knows himself. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I've just always been, I've really admired that about you, because, like,
thank you.
I struggle to know myself, and, like, what you said about going to stay away from that, like, I'll never be happy, I'm gonna kill myself thing, like, oh, God, I do that, yeah. That's the podcast is part of that, I won't lie.
Well, and something crazy to share about him, too, is, like, he knows his thoughts and stuff like that. Like, he has, and I thought this was just made up, but, like, he has to sleep with the TV on. Literally, because his thoughts get so dark and evil.
Quiet.
I didn't believe him, but I was like, I can't sleep with the TV on, so I'll wait for him to fall asleep. And if I lower it too much, he'll instantly wake up and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, he'll be snoring and instantly wake up.
Dark.
He has to have noise, or he wakes up and like.
He always been
dark.
like that.
Wow,
though.
dude.
Like,
Always been like that.
He has to have noise. He can't listen.
I know
to his
that
thoughts.
about me though.
It's crazy.
That's so crazy to, okay, just because, like, I wanted to bring this up anyways, like, when I first met you, I was like, what a fucking asshole. Like, I fucking hated
such
you,
a
bro.
dick,
I was like,
dude,
this
he
guy
is.
sucks. And now I definitely respect the fuck out of you, but also, like, you have so much in common. I had no idea. Whoa. Holy
Fucking
shit.
asshole.
You are an asshole.
What's that say about you? What's that say about you down there?
Yeah, so I guess same question
Yeah,
back
am
to
I
you.
an asshole?
Well, back to you is like, so do you ever feel the urge to use again, or are you triggered
Oh
around
my god,
that
yeah, all the
environment?
time, yeah. Well, and even what she said about, like, if I could just do some meth and get the whole house clean. I take Adderall for my ADHD, and if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to think straight. But, like, there's times where I'm like, I just took a few of these, you know? Like, and I have to be like, no, dude. If you want your medicines for the medicinal fucking necessity of it,
Play the tape
then,
forward.
like, you have, yeah, exactly. Play the tape forward. You have to think about what the consequences are, and sometimes that's fucking hard.
Well, and isn't it ironic that, like, the medical side of, like, say, a drug like Adderall, it's literally some doctor was like, just a little meth.
Yeah, just a little, dude.
Yeah.
Just legalize
Like,
it.
just a tiny, like, just the
Just a
smallest
tiny
amount of
little
meth.
Yes.
Well, and, like, honestly, with Xanax, I think about all the fucking time. But, like, one good thing, I guess, that came out of my mom's suicide is, like, anytime I have that thought, I'm like, cool, well, that's how she ended up killing herself. Because, like, I don't know if you've listened to the album or not, but I found a journal entry. I'm going to try not to cry, but it's probably going to happen.
Literally crying
From,
already.
I do. I cry all the time. I'm a crier. But,
It's okay.
She didn't
Last
used to
year-
be, though.
we were supposed to have a game night, and she never came, and she got fucked up. She went on a bender instead, and I lined up the dates with her journal, and she said that she got on a Xanax blackout and tried to kill herself the same way that she ended up killing herself in the end, and Xanax was the first thing on her coroner's report. So, like, I don't even know if she really wanted to die or not, but I know that Xanax definitely led her down that road. So, like, that's where I'm like, dude, like, Xanax will ruin my family, period, one way or another. Like, can't do that. And, like, it's hard to do it sometimes because I'm like, fuck, I'm so stressed out all the time. But she said, I need these to sleep. Like, I don't sleep. I can't fucking sleep.
Yeah, because
But,
back to music. Like, my song "I Need These to Sleep" is about Xanax for me. Because kind of a full circle back for me is I don't know if I'd ever, because I use them for my prescribed reason at the dose that I take Xanax every night before bed, and it's from my psychiatrist, but I literally can't sleep without them. And then Callie sharing her experiences really helps gear my brain to being like, man, I should probably start looking for other resources. I don't want this to be a forever thing. I'm 36 years old. You know?
My brother's on chemotherapy from his cancer, and he's prescribed Xanax, and he could probably never get off it for the rest of his life.
He's still on chemo?
Yeah.
I thought he was done.
No, he'll be on chemo for the rest of his life, but Xanax is with
He's
it,
such a
and he
strong
wants to
motherfucker.
get
Yeah.
off Xanax. Xanax is that drug that once you're on it, especially for a long period of time, that it's almost physically impossible.
Yeah.
It will kill you to come off it.
Yep.
So you might want to start looking at other things. For sure.
But yeah, you're absolutely right, because that's where.
Yeah.
Well, and it starts to damage your brain really bad over time too. Like, that's where my mom couldn't stay out of her automatic brain because and she thought she was all good, dude. Like, would be like naked walking around in the snow, like, why don't you just take me to the gas station? I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
Put
yeah,
on
dude,
some
that shit's
pants,
bad,
my
man.
guy.
Yeah, that's been there.
So they say no one gets clean for their kids.
Facts.
And yeah, like fucking, I know that as a mom and as a child. But and you told me what made you get clean. You didn't have kids yet, right? When you got clean. But how has getting clean like affected your ability to parent, and what does that feel to be able to like be a parent now that you're not high?
thinking.
I'm sorry.
I get to give my son the gift, both my sons and my daughter, the gift of not knowing the me with a beer bottle in my hand. And it's just that simple. They'll never see that. So if they make their own decision, it's on them. And they have to be accountable for that when they get older. Because it's their life, essentially. Because I can just give them the tools. That's on them. I can't control what they do in their future. But I know my side of the road's clean when it comes to that.
Fact. I love that Loki will see that both of his parents, like, he'll see us both clean and sober from day one. And I get emotional. I'll cry with you. But with my other two, like, they've seen my addiction and stuff like that. And it's really cool that now we can sit down and they can talk to me about my addiction and what they remember and stuff. And I can hear their version of it, because my version's different than their version.
Yeah.
But something I also learned through this is, like, my mom would tell me, like, don't drink, so-and-so's an alcoholic, and that's all. But they never explained what an alcoholic was, what a drug addict was, like what it is, like, what is a drug addict, what is an alcoholic. So now I try to explain to them, like, I tell Peyton and Trenton all the time, I'm like, I pray to God that you never touch drugs, because you are going to fall so in love. And you are going to be an addict. Like, it cannot touch your lips, dude. I cannot. And I express to them, like, fentanyl is so scary nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary, but now it's so scary that I'm like, Trenton, don't take the pill if you don't know what it is. I try to explain every single drug, and I'm like, and I tell them, I'm very open. I'm like, if you ever want to drink, you ever want to try weed, you, like, come to us. You know what I mean? Let's sit down and talk about it if you want to try something. Like, I would be open to something. Not saying I'm going to have my kids do drugs, but I'm like, come to me. Like, let's
You know how to get a drug test kit. And
yes,
yeah,
I'm like, let's figure
yeah.
stuff out. Like, if you ever try something, I want you to try it with me, because I don't want you to try it and overdose and someone just leaves you and not call.
Yes.
Or something happens.
I think that's a really healthy perspective of, like,
Yes.
if you are aware that you're maybe not, you might not be able to keep them completely away from that, being like, hey, you want to try weed, then safe setting, guidance, somebody who's like, yeah.
Yes, I'll find you someone safe. Not saying I want my kid to smoke weed,
No,
but
but if
I'll
they're
find,
well,
yes,
here's
I'll
the thing:
find
if
it.
you tell them no,
anyway.
they
Yes.
exactly
They're gonna do it
they do
either way.
it
Yes.
they do it in a safe environment where you offer them. Obviously, there's levels to it. You're not going to be like, oh, you want to try crack?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I don't have to rock that shit.
But I want to be open,
Just
yes.
a little bit of crack, but
No, there's
a
no
little bit of
such
crack
thing
is
as
a
a little
little
bit
bit
of
of
crack. There's never a
but
little
like
bit of crack.
I understand it when
Nobody
it comes to
do it either.
what I'd almost consider like the mainstream drugs, like the ones that are teetering on that level of illegal, is obviously marijuana. It's legal some places, it's not. But like you said, if you offer your child an environment, an opportunity to do it a safe way, to get that experience, and they can kind of gauge their own thoughts and feelings on how they feel about it, opposed to saying no, they go to a bonfire,
Yes.
somebody gives them a dab pen that has like fucking 20 dabs worth, and they take it to the head, and they fucking black the fuck out and like have this horrific experience that could alter them literally. Like, I personally have an experience, a drug-related experience that fucking changed my life forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so...
Because I went to a friend's house and we were like, really stupid, but we took over-the-counter pills and we took a ton of them, and we were sick and we were puking and we were like overdosing.
the Skittles, the
triple
the...
It wasn't even those, it was something else. But
Corzine, yeah, the Corzine.
we were so sick, and I was puking and
My
puking
record
and
was
puking and
73.
puking, and
Oh!
I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel like I could go to my mom and be like, I think I'm dying. So I was like, I'm just
60.
gonna go in my
I had
bedroom
73.
and hopefully I wake up. You
And
know
don't
what I
die,
mean?
yeah.
So I was
And
like,
God forbid you did, you know.
yeah, so I ended up going to her, but I was like, I want my kids to be able to come to me or Dustin or both. Like, if you can't come to me, go to him, you know, or vice versa.
Yeah, we won't support those decisions, but we'll support our children.
Yes.
Well,
And that's-
so if you, I honestly believe that if you take the allure out of it, because like as a kid, like mom and dad, like I'm gonna rebel against them. You're highly rebellious. Well, maybe not all kids, you know, but a lot of kids are like that. And I feel like if you, no kid wants to get high with their parents. Well, I mean, some do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I fucking did.
I'll smoke with my mom
Well,
all
I
the time,
fucking
bro.
did meth with mine and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we had gotten well past the rebellious stage at this
Y'all
point.
were together.
Yeah. And so if you foster an environment where there's no reason to rebel, I feel like that takes a lot of the allure out of it.
Yeah,
You know?
I tried to
That is
rebel a couple
that's a
times and
really
he got bored
profound way
real
to
quick.
think.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to be around.
Well, and that was something I felt like I couldn't go to my mom to, because my mom's like, if you come to me and you tell me you'll get in less trouble. And so I remember the first time I tried weed, it was with like a middle school boyfriend, and I went home and I felt guilty, and I was like, Mom, I have to tell you something, but I don't want you to be mad. I was like, I tried weed for the first time. I won't do it again. I didn't like it. That same day, dude, she called the police on me. She called
the front
swear to God,
door.
she called the school, dude. She called the boyfriend. We had to break up. We went to
You got
school.
ga-
I had to go
yeah,
to
you
court.
got gaslit.
I caught a charge. And that was just over trying weed for the first time. And I was like, I swear to God, I will never come to you again over nothing.
Damn.
And it broke
a
that
good
trust,
point.
which she was just trying not to like enable her to do whatever. But I would never go to her again because I thought I could go to her, and then I caught a charge.
To show the opposite side of that, my mom was the type that was like, you can come to me, and when I did, supported me fully.
Yeah.
Like my mama has always had my back.
See, and
so.
you never were
I
like,
will
"Mom,
say
don't do
those
drugs."
two's moms, I'm jealous as fuck, dude. They have good moms. Even though his did meth with him, she's still really supportive and a good mom.
I do love your mom.
Speaking of moms, like I know what her mom was like. I sort of know a little bit about your mom, but like
my
not
mom
much.
was the fucking best.
The
Yeah,
best.
your mom.
My mom was
your
the
mom
fucking
was like
best.
everybody's
Mama
mom, bro.
Dawn.
That was that
Yeah,
kind of mom.
Mama
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
she was like
has that.
everybody's mom.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of people who were really sad when she died, not just you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
always
rocked the
curious, like
community.
what your like childhood with her was like.
Oh fuck, our childhood was bad. My mom was a junkie, my dad was a junkie, very violent. My mom did her best to try to raise us. I grew up hating her, blamed her for all of it. And then I got older and I did drugs and I was like, oh shit. She was
This
a
is
good
where
she was
I
a
thought-
she was
yeah.
a good mom and tried. Fuck, she did way better than I did. But it was pretty rough. Childhood was real rough. My dad was a very abusive man. Beat my mom, break her bones, shit like that. Beat me and my brother. Just crazy shit. It was hard. Like, childhood was really hard. That's a whole nother dark story.
They'll tell you a story and you won't even believe it. It's like out of a movie. It's like,
Dude,
no way.
I don't tell a lot of my stories because I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna fucking believe me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, in TC, he would write papers, and they would call him a liar and make him rewrite his papers. And he'd be like,
and
"This
I was
is
like, why would I lie about that? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
right,
What benefit do I
gain
get out of
from it?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, one time my dad got all drunk, came home, beat my mom, broke her jaw, tied her up, and threw her in a closet. And then when she was in the closet, he took a machete because he'd use machetes for work because he was a fucking, what are they called, surveyor, so he'd have to chop through things. And he went and killed a bunch of like neighborhood dogs and cats and covered himself with blood. And he came in the house and he's like, I killed your mom. And then like me and my brother were like 5 and 6 and we were just like, what the fuck? And he just sat there naked, drunk for like a day and a half, just covered in blood. And we thought our mom was dead and we were just like, what the fuck?
That is absolutely fucking
Yeah,
horrific.
like shit like that.
Sorry.
And then we ended up
Traumatizing.
finding her in the closet with her jaw broke. Just crazy, morbid
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, my dad's still alive and I love the man. I don't hate him for it. I get it. Like I said, I grew up. For a long time I blamed them. But I grew up and I was like, fuck, you guys did what you could. And I'm here. I'm alive. My sons and daughters are healthy. So they didn't do completely horrible.
That's fucking
They did
big
bad
of you,
shit,
bro.
but it's life. I get it. It happened. I hated them, but I don't blame them anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of the blame and addiction, I think, came from all that trauma and shit like that. Like that's just like one story, but there's
Yeah.
it went on for
crazy.
If
10 years.
If I can say one little thing, I think because even the way you talk about it here, like like you just told a horrendous story that I couldn't even fucking fathom. Like that's straight out of a fucking horror book.
Yes.
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
kind of retracted back to being like, oh, but I love my dad. He did his best. He did good, which I'm not going to discredit the good they did, but I don't think it's about how good they did. It's about how good Dustin did.
Yeah,
Like
for
if I'm
sure.
being honest, like because like, even when you kind of talk about it being like, oh, they must not done that bad of a job.
I think what he means is just kind of like give yourself.
Yeah,
credit
like
also,
well,
too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
for
'cause
sure.
you say they must not have been done that bad of a job, which that story you just told, that's a pretty fucking bad job on that end.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so it falls back into how well you were able to process and manipulate that into your
Oh,
character.
for sure.
Yeah.
I changed my mind to thinking we don't ever need to do better. We just need to learn more. If you get in the mindset of I need to do better, that's a loser's mindset, and you're calling yourself a loser. So, like, my dad never needed to do better. He just needed to learn more. He needed to learn to be a parent more. He needed more knowledge of being a parent. So that's why I'm like, yeah, it was horrible. I could go back and hate him, but he just needed to learn more.
That's a good perspective, because how can you do better if you don't know better?
Yeah, you just have to learn more. We never need to do better, ever, because if I need to do better, that's already putting a negative outlook on something that you did, whether you put forth full effort or not. No, you just need to learn more in that scenario and other scenarios so you could go above that. You know, just learn more. Never do better, always learn more.
And that's something I love
Catchphrase.
with Dustin, like being a mother in recovery and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, getting my kids back. So my mom raised my kids until like the last 4 years or something like that. And then we got them back. And he's always teaching me how to be a better mom, because for the longest time I was like, guilt mom, and like, yes mom. So I had to say yes to everything, and I could not say no.
Yeah.
So he's definitely taught me, like,
friends with their parents.
Like, you gotta let your guilt go, and quit being a yes mom.
Yeah, you just had to learn more. And you're learning more daily, every day.
Definitely, yeah.
I love that you said that, because, like, I know, like, when I got pregnant with my son, I literally sat down at my table and I was like, hey mom, I have something to tell you. And she said, God damn it, Brandy. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, and she gave me this number. She was like, oh, here's a resource thing. And I was like, okay, she's being supportive. It was a fucking adoption agency. And I was furious. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a better fucking mom than you. Like, all I have to do is love my kid. That's not all you have to do.
No, there's so much more, yeah.
It's so much harder than I thought.
It takes so much more than
love. It is so
love.
fucking hard. I didn't know, dude. I thought all you had to do was love them and everything else would come with it. And it's much harder than that.
I have to learn to be like a parent and not a friend, and he has to teach me that all the freaking time. He's like, you be their friend when they're grown and out of the house, but right now you do a parent, and if they hate you, you're doing a great job. And I was like, it's hard though.
I mean, go ahead.
On my end, like, because everybody has their different approach and perspective they view all that parenting through. I mean, you could read 1,000 books on parenting, and there's going to be a lot of similarities, but it's going to be dependent on the kid and how your relationship is. And for me, I feel like I try to have a really healthy balance of being like, so the protector, the leader, the beacon for my family, my kids, but at the same time, like, they're my motherfucking dogs. Man. They are my friends. They're like my best little friends. Like they're like my little best friends. Like, my favorite thing about being a parent is, so it's kind of funny how everything does come full circle and how related minds end up, you know, kind of finding each other, but I had a very similar thing when I was going through my mental health crisis of thinking I blew a happy fuse. I was like, fuck, I'm never going to be genuinely happy. I'm going to walk through the rest of my life with this fake facade and this fake image of trying to, like, and not actually feel happy. And my kids have allowed me to, like, I remember before my kids, and even when they were really young, being like, God, I just wish I could feel what Christmas felt like again as a kid. God, wake it as a kid. And same with Halloween, being like, God, I wish I could feel that old Halloween feeling. I get to do that now again. I get to do it through them. I get to, so that's a really cool perspective.
Freak the fuck out.
So you don't feel that skill, dude? I go trick-or-treating every...
He makes us take a bag and everything.
I go trick-or-treating every year.
Hell yeah, bro.
You guys hear that? You old mean bastards. When I show up on your doorstep in 10 years, you give me motherfucking candy. I want your motherfucking candy.
Bro, if you ain't in costume, I ain't giving a shit.
We dress up. We get in costume and we each get our pillowcase and go up to the door with them.
Come on, boo. You know how I do holidays. I dress up or dress down.
Yeah,
dude.
Do I have kind of an off-topic question? A little bit?
Sure.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. Where did it go? Well, I was ready. I swear to the Lord.
I swear to the... You make the Lord very nice.
Pornhub.com.
Yeah. See the dog?
Oh my God.
And the cat?
There's a dog.
So what's your comfort food when life gets you down and shit like that? You know,
Cheese enchiladas. Fucking cheese enchiladas. All the time, all the cheese.
All the cheese.
Inside, dude. Deep inside me with all the cheese. When it's so deep, pounds of cheese.
Fill him with your hot cheese.
I'm going to hijack your answer. Cheese, bro. Cheese is my... Cheese. I fucking love cheese, dog. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, if you had a choice, would you rather give up cheese or blowjobs for the rest of your life?
Blowjobs.
Me too, dude. They fucking kill my jaw, bro. They hurt my jaw so bad.
Me
Yeah, the
particularly,
soda's eating a block
blowjobs
of
make me
cheese.
uncomfortable. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my hands?
Cup the
Caress
balls.
the
I'm
balls.
enjoying
You
this,
cup
but
the
like,
balls.
I don't know how to
Kelly,
express
it's
myself.
fucking simple.
That's funny. I never thought of that.
It's simple.
A little bit of this.
It's simple.
No, I'm at on the other side. Like
Oh.
me getting a blowjob,
Oh.
I feel very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. I love it. I'm having fun, but I don't know what to do.
You're like,
and I
should I grab the
like,
hand?
I
Are we
want
gonna
you to
get mad?
feel appreciated,
scroll
but
through TikTok.
TikTok. That's a good one.
Just scroll.
Yeah, just start TikToking.
Oh my god, dude!
Keep it up, babe. Keep it up.
You're doing great.
Oh fuck! Look at this. Here, look at this. Did you see this?
Yeah, grab the hair. Did you see this?
Look, check it out.
Jesus
Go back.
Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
What about you? Comfort food.
I love Mexican. I want comfort food. I want greasy, and I want something salty, and I want something sweet. Like I want like candy and chips.
Yeah,
Greasy, salty, sweet. Dude, I know.
Yeah, dude, and cheesy.
Yeah.
Sweet salty nut, beer.
Yeah, dude. Foods.
Honestly, dude, like this is where I need to like work on myself. Jesse knows me better than I know me. What's my comfort food, boo?
Probably biscuits and gravy.
Oh, I love.
We need to know yours too.
Right?
Biscuits and
Yeah,
gravy.
All of it.
We have biscuits and gravy at
You
Little
just feel
America,
the whole-
and the gravy comes in a can, and it's fucking delicious. Why is gravy in a can delicious?
I
I know what that gravy
It
is.
should be gross.
No, it's good.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, you got to think it's 80 years of a company producing the exact same thing. They don't focus on anything else. They're like, how could we make
nailed it.
How could we make the best gravy so good that we could sell it in a can for 80 years? You guys give us an answer, bruh.
I got my secrets.
No, no. What's your favorite food? It's not all.
Probably cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah.
Or steak.
Steak.
Mine
Yum.
used to be
Yeah.
cheeseburgers, but I got afraid for my heart. Not that biscuits and gravy is much better.
I think biscuits gravy might be a little worse.
Yeah.
It's
That's
wet.
crazy you
heavy
said
shit.
cheeseburgers because I don't think you
Sauce.
could ever go wrong with just a good old cheeseburger.
Dude.
My brother, when he went to Africa, he
Whatever the
said,
fuck you want on there.
my brother says when he went out of state, because my brother's been out of the country a lot, and he says every time the only thing he wants is a fucking cheeseburger because nowhere does it but us. And he's like, I want a fucking cheeseburger so bad. So that makes sense. And I didn't think about cheeseburgers are good, dude.
Or wings.
Speaking of which, come get a Bad
That's
Mother Tucker.
fucking great.
Bad Mother Tucker burger, dude.
You got it on the menu?
It's on the menu, dude.
Is it
yeah.
spicy?
No, it's
Oh.
it's. It could be spicy. You want to spice it up, Daddy?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Put a little heat on it. Little meat between the buns, you know, a little sauce.
Well, I mean, I feel like it'd be a disservice to have us all hanging out together on a podcast and not talk about the music side of our relationship.
You know, honestly, I forgot about that because like
No,
so
yeah,
many emotions.
that's what I'm saying. Like
connections,
we've talked about, and I mean, we could go on forever about perspectives on addiction, but we also came up in the music game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely did.
We used to be fucking awesome.
God, we were so fucking cool. When I tell people, I'm like, God, I was cool. They're like, you are cool. I was
You
like,
were
no,
cool.
but
No,
I was
you were
cool.
really
I was
cool.
so
Y'all
Fucking
were dance
cool.
moves were like
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah.
They
That's
would,
all-
like,
so-
coordinate
that's all Dustin,
outfits,
by the way.
like-
So
Yeah.
to this day, Crook
hated
and
them for
Dustin,
making us practice.
yes, yeah, but y'all had RBK.
I'm the new
And I, from my perspective of being like one of the OG like hip hop vets in our local community, and like you guys coming and doing things at shows, to this day, and I'll fucking die on this hill. To this day, I have not seen a live performance as dope as your guys is on the hip hop community here.
Yeah, it's good.
I
No,
shout out
seriously,
to
though,
all
yeah,
the
it
other
was so
rappers
good.
and all the other artists, and I think everybody does their things, but you guys put on a show. I get out there and rap. And
Those
like
lyrics
I hope
were
that's
disgusting.
a sufficient enough show. Yeah, but you guys went out there. You guys had matching outfits. You had choreography. Like it was a fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually, they my first ever time in a bar was one of their shows. I like was having a shitty night at McDonald's, and I just like jumped literally out the fucking drive-through window and went with them to an ICP concert, and they were also performing at a bar, and that was my first time in a bar.
oh yeah.
And
It was like
it was
Shoreline?
such a good show. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Fuck the theory, dude.
Yeah.
It's Liquid Joe's now.
Is it?
No, that's the new Juggalo spot.
Oh, yeah.
So because I've never heard this story. So for you two linking up and making RBK, how did you two start rapping together? Like if you went from hanging out and smoking weed
I
together.
rapped.
Yeah.
I was rapping, and then I don't know. I was like, spit some shit, bitch. Like, you know, or something. Like,
Sounds like Jesse.
And I was like, just rap, dude. Like, all you gotta do is say the fucking word on the thing, you know, and fucking.
Says a guy who's just like naturally good at it.
Yeah, it just kills it. Yeah.
The fucking best ever, bro.
Ridiculously.
So
Yeah.
like, just do it.
So just
that's,
do it.
That's fucking
That's
basically
pretty
how it
much.
For you,
How
I was like, let's rap together. And they were like,
Well, like hip hop was growing up liking hip hop, liking all music, but hip hop had rhythm, and then Jesse did it. And he
well, you guys danced too before that, right? Like,
yeah, we
you
were dancers. We were getting into break dancing. We had the B Street house where God, that house was insane. That was such an insane experience in life. But we had our living room was just a cardboard because we're like, we're gonna learn break dancing.
Awesome.
And so we were all just break dancing, trying to break dance, what we consider break dancing. George would be mad at us.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that ain't break dance. That's breaking your ass.
That's called a grand mal seizure.
Yeah. Like we made that Australian chick look good, bro. Like,
Ray gun, second ray
Yeah.
gun shout out on the fucking pod.
We're the reason she had the confidence to go to the Olympics.
Oh my
She
God.
saw an RBK dance clip and was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Easier than I thought.
like I've always dabbled in a little bit of everything. We had Jackass videos and everything, and then Jesse's like, I rap, and I remember he did a concert with you and Zach. And it was like Stephanie Alotis's mom or something, like her friend, like paid for you guys to perform.
oh no, Kim.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It was like that.
That's a conversation we just,
Yeah,
another
sometime
time.
we'll have to have the kids.
Okay, well, I don't even
I
know.
don't think we should have that story. Anyway,
I don't know what happened there, but Jesse was like, I did this show, it was so cool. And it was like the next day he came over and bought some weed, and then we were all just getting high. He's like, this is cool. And I was like, we can rap. And the next thing he knows, like, we wrote a song, and then I was like, Stick in the Box record. We didn't have mic stands or anything. We called it Stick in the Box record. Stick in the Box Records, because we took a box, we took a stick, stabbed that motherfucker in there, and duct taped a microphone to it.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And we recorded a CD. Then it was crazy. Next thing we know, like, Navarre started paying all these people to come to town, and then like those people ended up loving us, and they're like, now you need to start coming to Utah and this and that. And then Scum was like, you guys are the Backstreet Boys.
Oh my God.
The bloody Backstreet Boys or something. And then it was crazy. Dance.
yeah, you guys definitely had just a presence about yourselves.
We hated practicing.
RBK
Dustin
had
would make us.
Yeah,
You
you guys.
still hate practicing.
It was a lot. It was really hard when I had to be like, we had to choreograph every song. Every song we were doing something. And I was like, guys, it's practice. They're like, no, it's time to get fucked up and party. We're rock stars. I was like, no, we're not. We're trying to be rock
Be
stars.
rock stars.
Yeah,
Practice
Because
this
you
shit.
guys would have like a move for like every lyric, the whole thing.
Yeah,
was,
they
That's
fucking
yeah.
killed that shit.
yeah, it was-
All Dustin.
I would sit up at night, high on cocaine and whatnot,
And just fucking-
and just come up while I would sing our songs. And I'd be like, we can do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I'm like, all right, guys, it's time to practice. We just practiced our asses off.
I remember from my perspective, I rapped with Crook already, and then everybody that I rapped with, it's almost like our own little sect of friends also rapped, and so then I rapped with Crook, and then Crook was like, yeah, RBK, and because we had the New Zoo, and I'm not gonna lie, at the time I was actually salty as fuck. I'm gonna be totally honest with everybody. It's because we started the New Zoo, and I was like, hell yeah, New Zoo for life, and then I think part of it was because I wasn't in, like, this is probably at the peak of your addiction and going ham back in this era.
Yeah, it was pretty
But
At that time, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm
That
saying.
time,
So at that
it
time,
evolved.
so I think it was fun to go hang out with RBK and fun to go record and like do and all that stuff. So I started feeling like fucking neglected on the New Zoo side, and then my other homies went and did, like, they made a rap group with another group too, and I was like fucking sad.
That's sad.
Yeah, I was like sad, but then I remember Crook was like, yeah, because I just knew what it was one of those things where just through school and stuff, I knew of Dustin. We were never friends, never enemies. We were just like, oh yeah, what that? I've seen that dude around before, and I'm pretty sure it was the B Street house. I went to the B Street house, and the first time I ever heard you rap, and I was like, oh, this dude actually raps. Because another thing as a rapper, anybody who's in this understands, like, you'll meet a lot of people who tell you they do music, and they tell you they rap, and then you'll hear it, and I don't want to discredit anybody, because everybody has a starting point, but it's like, oh, you're clearly like very early on in this process of discovering yourself. And when I heard RBK, I was like, oh, these dudes this is actually something. And then I was like, oh, I want to rap with these guys. And we did, what was the Four Horsemen track we did?
Fuck, that was such a good song.
Yeah,
And then
it
was so good. So good.
What was that one?
The
that us
Assassins.
three did?
Yeah, the
Assassins.
lyrical assassin ones.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
bro,
I
Crook.
want to hear that so bad. I want
Crook,
to hear that
to
song.
this day, I will say that motherfucker on that exact song, Crook out-rapped every one of us on that song. Like,
so
bro,
crazy.
it's
I'm
a Mediatek, but I don't even write it, bro. You
That's
fucking.
the sad part about the older times when it was CDs and shit is a lot of that shit's just lost.
I wouldn't even
or
know
like
where.
some like
can't get it. It
amazing
was so
fan
good.
I
has it.
had
Like,
it all too.
somebody
You do?
had
I
one of my
did.
brief intro ones
Oh
where
my
literally
God.
like I wrote the tracks on a fucking notebook paper and wrapped the CD in notebook paper, and Kaylin Shalato still has it. I was like, holy fuck, dude, you're dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't even remember the hook. I just know it was so good. That song was so good. The Assassin song. That was us
I
three.
have clips of it. I don't have the song. There's clips of it on YouTube.
I did have it somewhere.
Me?
Yeah, you
Not
told me
that.
you did. I thought you did. I have the computer from B Street or from Bias. I have that
Oh, no
computer.
way.
If I could get into it, yes. If I can get into it, I think I could get everything we've ever.
So which
had.
was the house that I'd go hang out at? The one that was across from Bunning? That was right
Oh,
by
that's
Bunning.
Elias.
That was okay. That was
Bias.
okay. So I don't think I'd ever been.
That
B
was
Street
after
then.
they
So
moved
it was
from
okay.
B
It was
Street.
both.
Oh, okay, so it was
B Street was crazy. That's when we had that's when Juggalos were huge, and we were like Juggalos. It was the Juggalo house. There was 9 of us living in a house at any given moment, in any given time, and it was a 3-story house, and it was just insane.
Packed full of juggalos.
Just all the
lights
time.
out.
And then back then, electronics weren't. That's so funny. Electronics weren't big then, so we got a projector, and no one had a projector, so we had a projector on our wall. So as soon as you walked in, we were just playing porn on it all the time.
Oh my God.
So you'd have
Oh
to
my
walk in
God.
our house, and there's just this big 30-foot cock, just
God,
as you're
that
talking
fucking
on the
checks
wall
out.
behind us slamming. Porn is not meant to be watched on a projector, by the way. I thought that was hot. That shit is
I've gone
not
too far.
hot that big and
Seen
close.
too much.
It is not
scary.
It is scary. I'm like, this is what we've been doing to
Oh my
each
god.
other.
You feel emasculated?
Yeah, yeah, dude. It is,
It's a
I
big
always
ass dick.
feel that way.
Yeah.
I always feel that way, dude. I hang out with savages. I always feel under par.
Yeah, and then I can conclude my perspective on it is it was cool to start with him, have all that go together, and then we did the lyrical assassins track. We did the Four Horsemen songs that I wish I could find. They're somewhere. They got to be somewhere.
Somebody out there has them.
But this is a fucking huge fuck up on my end. This is embarrassing. I've never had this happen to me in my entire life. So
Came early?
recently, that happens all the fucking time. I said never had it happen. We're talking about something always happens. Yeah. But just recently, with a year ago, Dustin was I had a cipher, and I still have it. My verse is recorded, and I gave Dustin the beat, and he wrote this fucking insanely fire verse. This is a year ago. This insanely lyrical, complex, fire verse, and I'm come over and record it. Well, he came to record it, and I just couldn't get it to sound right. It was muffled and fucked up, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. We'll have to come back to this. Well, after he left, did I tell you what it was?
Yeah.
My fucking mic was backwards. I had my because it was ever since we transitioned from these little fucking guys. It's one of the most, and it was my mic was new. It was a newer mic.
Get a multi-pattern, baby.
Yeah. So
put it on figure 8.
Yeah. So I fucking after you left, bro, hours down there. I was googling shit, and I was like, my mic's just broke. I just spent. This is one of the most expensive purchases I've ever made, and it's broke. And all I did is one Google thing that I was almost no way, was make sure it's facing the right way. And I was like, come on. And then literally it was oh my fucking God. Yeah, so just if you ever want to come back and lace that motherfucker up, everything's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
I would like to make a song. I don't want to be a rapper no more. That's not in my forte. But I do want to make some music. I would like to do that.
I would love for you to do that.
You guys. Any of you guys.
When's the last time you drew something?
Fuck, I'm a good artist, too.
He's so good. He's so
Speaking
good.
of, making
know
art
that.
and shit, dude, you fucking used to draw some wild shit, bro.
Last time I drew something, I drew Michelle.
He just drew me a horse, a skull.
A horse, like a big ass horse on a picture that, like, you'd look at it and be like, "Holy shit, you drew that!" And like, yeah,
Nice.
That's crazy.
that's what 6 years ago.
Yeah, and then he did this huge skull. And I told him I want to get it tattooed. I'll send you guys a picture.
I want to see some of this shit.
He's so good.
He's good.
He's very, very talented.
Multi-talented.
I am not. He is so. There's
And
nothing he
lucky.
can't do. Literally, it's disgusting. It's good, but it's disgusting. Like,
Are you talking
he's
about
so
the
good.
Gotcha experience when you say lucky?
No, I'm talking about all the fucking charms you've won for nothing.
Literally,
I'm telling you.
he wins
fuck,
every
bro.
day, bro.
I have 2 in the mail on its way. That's gonna put me up to like 46.
He's
What
not
did you
lying.
win? Did you win
Christ,
that
really?
baller one?
No, fuck. I wish I won that baller one, dude.
I was like, and you didn't fucking tell me,
No,
dude?
I didn't win that one, bro. I've only won one baller raffle, only one. But I've only been in 5, so 1 of 5 is
that's-
good. Yeah, I have so many charms, dude. So many.
Do you remember writing your song "Slippin'"?
Me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I am obsessed with that song.
Oh, still? That's
still
Medkit music
I still
era.
listen to it
Oh,
on
yeah.
repeat. Like,
Yeah.
that is my favorite song you
No
wrote.
shit. See, it's so weird to hear shit like that because that's a song that is so
know.
like
obscure.
over
that
10
song,
years
yeah.
ago it came out.
Slippin's off Medkit music, and it's
I love it.
yeah, that's crazy.
What
Yeah.
I listen to it
what
on
about
repeat
the
just
song
so
about where you put icy hot on your balls? That's
Oh
my
my
favorite,
gosh.
bro.
Again, yeah.
That's my
Right,
favorite.
you remember the record?
My bananas.
Well,
Yeah, I was
no,
gonna
that's
say,
my
what was
bananas.
that fucking song? Yeah.
Rectum Wreckage was the one about the icy hot.
Oh my- I thought you
Had a
guys
song
were
called-
kidding. I
No,
didn't know that was
that's a
real.
real song I wrote.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you were just
No, that one's a
being
real
gay
song.
again,
Yeah.
like-
Yes, no, that's
He used to be ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Yes.
just thought they were being
Still
gay
on
again.
there.
It was awesome. Right?
like anybody who heard I think it's always been like a shell shock for people who like heard my era of not cussing in music and being like, oh, I can perform this
Crescendo,
anywhere.
Rose Gold.
Yeah, all those albums, like Crescendo, Rose Gold, those albums, and being like, oh, cool, in Medkit music. I have 3 like full length produced albums that are all family friendly. I could perform
Was
it
it
anywhere.
local from?
Yeah, local. Yeah, oh, so far. Yeah, so far. And so I like people would hear that and they'd get that perspective of like, oh, like. But then if you went back and heard a verse like Rectum Wreckage or the Four Horsemen, it's like, oh my fucking
God.
god, what is wrong with
I have
it?
to go listen to it. I haven't
just
I
heard it.
remember getting off work and you guys were like, we made a song. And I was like, all right, let's fucking hear it. And I was like,
The Four Horsemen.
you guys are disgusting.
Yeah.
Jesus
And
Christ.
for anybody,
I
and for anybody
still
who doesn't know, we're saying whoresmen.
Yeah,
Horse.
W-H.
And when you
Yes,
first
four
said it,
horsemen.
like the last time, I thought that's what you were saying, but then
Yeah,
I was
just
like,
to
no,
clarify,
what?
we're not talking
Like
about-
Juggalos, so it's probably horrorsmen.
Oh, yeah.
Horsemen.
Horsemen.
All right, yeah,
I have to go listen to it now, dude. Now I'm curious. I haven't heard it.
Nasty as
Yeah.
I was
fuck.
like, y'all are
Yeah,
nasty.
but I will say I appreciate that because again, it's cool to hear that stuff like that hasn't even been on my own personal radar in so long. It's like music that I made such a long time ago that like you're still something you listen to. So,
On
yeah.
repeat. I like listen to it on repeat. I love it.
I'll have to show you Slippin' if you've never heard it.
It's
yeah.
so.
I probably
good.
have, but it's been years.
No,
dude,
you would.
like, yeah.
No, you would know. You would know, bro. You would love this song, bro. Like.
I have a request for Classy Broads. You guys should get Whiteout on the song.
Who's Whiteout?
Oh yes.
Oh, dude, that's my
Yes.
dog.
Oh,
That's
I
my
love
dog.
him.
Bro, that guy's one of the greatest fucking the fucking Mike Tyson knockout games. Have you
yeah.
ever seen him play?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
like top 2 in the
that
world.
motherfucker's
Top
a
three.
He's so positive. You know
Bro,
who
he's
he
so
is?
good.
Girl.
I feel
He's
like
so
a dick.
good.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, well, it's
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show
Oh, I'll show you. a
What
video.
era is he from? Is he from our era?
He's
Like
from-
y'all's era? My
he's-
era?
he's-
The next one?
He lives in.
He's from.
Colorado, right?
He's from Colorado. Well, when we first met him, we went and did a concert in Rollins with
was
Super
Ellis.
Smash Brothers, which is
Oh,
A-Ray
Check eight.
and
Check 8.
well, yeah, it's
Hey,
A-Ray and
Check
who? Well, fuck, what's his name? The littler one of Super Smash Brothers. I forget his name.
Diddy Kong.
I don't remember.
yeah,
How do I even know them? Oh,
But-
because they must know the product. Sorry. go ahead.
so we did it. A-Ray, I knew A-Ray because A-Ray came here and he hit us up and we went and did a show in Rollins. And that's when we first met like Jay Dirty because Jay Dirty was on that track, right? He was at that concert and then Benzo before he died and
yeah.
Whiteout was there. And that's when we met him. And that was what?
What were
14?
their? What was that name? The name of their record group?
Who's?
All those dudes.
Oh,
like,
Slow Pain?
Slow Pain.
Holy
Fucking slow
fucking
pain.
memories. Damn, bro.
and then they ended up buying the Roxy Theater and going in partners with Scum.
Oh, that was theirs?
Yeah, like it was
Yeah,
Slow
but then
Pain.
he bought everything out, right? Scum
He's,
did.
yeah, Scum did. Slow Pain sold it all, and then there was like it was crazy. Like, if you think of the ties that we, not to toot our own horns, but if we would have not done drugs and actually committed, like, we, in a short period of time, we went from doing RBK shit here to like, getting people actually remembering
like
who we were, like crazy. We're literally RBK. If you do even remember this, Jesse, we are in the Guinness Book of Records.
What?
Oh yeah, for that 50-state cipher.
We are in the first cipher that had a group from every state.
That's fucking
cool.
legendary.
We're in the Guinness Book of Records.
That's legendary shit
For
right
that.
there, bro.
I didn't know that.
We really are.
And you keep this in mind too.
Well, didn't
in
you
a
guys used
short
to be on,
amount
like,
of time.
DJ?
We did it in like a year.
Yeah, you guys.
We had people in Utah side like come be part of Solace Records and trying to get us on record labels and do this and that like really fast. But we
my question, and this will be for both of you, is what was the thing that stopped the momentum?
Heroin.
Yeah. Drugs. It was drugs. We got addicted. I got addicted to drugs, and I was sort of the manager of all of it. You know, I was the one who did the recitals. I was the manager of RBK, and other band members got addicted to uppers. I was addicted to lowers, and then we had Jesse who was doing both, and then like we just separated, and we couldn't control the rock style life, which it's a godsend if you think about it, because within a year, we literally went in the Guinness Book of Records, and then if we would have actually made it, we'd be dead. Some of us would be dead.
Jesse said he was like, "Thank God I didn't get famous sooner, because I wouldn't be here anymore."
Yeah, we 100% would have been
absolutely.
dead. And that was the Guinness Records came through Demise out of 505, like in New Mexico. Like we had
Whiteout was actually the one rep in Colorado.
Yeah, Whiteout's on the Colorado. He's in there too. So like we had really crazy ties really fast in the music and like super fast. And I'm not mentioning names, but I know like people were getting pissed. The local guys here were getting pissed because they were like booking us for shows, and then like we were selling out shows, and people were like getting all these artists to come down, and then like the artists weren't fucking with them, the artists were fucking with us. Like they were coming to our after parties and playing beer pong with us and shit, and like
LA.
we were never putting up money or anything. We would just go and do ourselves, and then they'd like, end the show, and most people go home, and then they just come and hang out at our house and shit. Like it was so crazy. Like we had the formula.
Like Liquid
You guys
Assassin
really
was our
Honestly,
home.
I love that you
yeah.
said that. So I recently watched a podcast with Greaves in it, and I figured out that all my favorite rappers are friends, bro. And he was talking about like how like
are.
I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like I thought that like because at this level everybody's competing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why they're not winning, probably. Yeah. But also, like, he was like, honestly, you have no idea how small this industry is. Like, piss one fucking person off, you're done. And it's interesting that you say that because, like, within that short time, all those people, because even brought up, like, Lopane, I think he died by the time...
Benzo died, yeah.
Oh, that's the one, yeah. But all these people are people that like, I know from going to shows. I don't know them, but I know of them because I went to shows and they were on the shows. Not shows that I was going to that were like local shows or whatever. Like, I went to go see Snow the Product or shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's just fucking crazy to hear. I didn't even know actually that you guys had gotten that big. I remember seeing y'all's looking playing card deck.
Yeah. We're all, that's also
that
the
was
first
really
ever.
cool.
We were part of it.
Awesome. I've been there with
First ever.
Pac-Alika, dog, who is dead, R.I.P. Pac. That was fucking...
Boondocks is in there, Axe Murder Boys.
yeah.
Like we're on the first ever hip-hop deck of cards. Like we're featured. We're the number 3s. All of us are 3s. RBK, and we're on there. Like it's crazy. Like it's so
and
crazy.
think about how
That's
many
interesting.
thousands and thousands of people have those decks.
Yeah.
Like that.
We were doing it so fast, and when I'm glad it didn't work out because I would be dead. I wouldn't have my kids. I wouldn't have the relationships with you guys or or with myself even. Yeah. I'd still be the asshole that you hated. You would have never got the chance to know me, you know. But like, it's so crazy to think about. It could have been we could have done it.
You really could. And it's crazy. It's crazy that like the fact that we started on addiction, and then I was like, hey, let's step away from it for a minute to like, talk about hip hop, and then the hip hop led right back to it.
Well, it's good that we stepped away from it because when people talk to me and Michelle, more than just drug addicts in recovery.
No, exactly.
You know,
Well,
like,
and I definitely was headed other places. I
just
recovering drug addicts is our foundation, though. You can never enjoy a building without realizing it's on some strong-ass concrete, right?
Yeah.
Holding that shit up.
Absolutely. Recently, you have opened up your own restaurant. I remember being like super impressed that you were manager of a restaurant when you were managing Denny's. I was like, damn, look at that dude go. And now you guys opened up your own restaurant. Granted, you don't own it, but you're the one basically running it, right? Like
100%.
Like,
I
give credit where
I'm
credit's
sure it's very
due.
stressful, but like, what is it like as a big whole, feelings-wise, experience-wise? You know what you put into it. Like
It's
you too. You're a part of it too.
It's so much. It's humbling. It's cool that people are like, how does anyone not continue to evolve in this life? It's crazy to me because I'm still 10 years into recovery. I remember first getting out of rehab, I was like, okay, now I got 3 pairs of clothes. Fucking score, I'm leveling up. And then I got an apartment, and now where I'm at today, I went from setting Guinness Book of Records with my best friend to now I walk into this restaurant still, and I'm like, I can't believe I did this. Because I know me who was me then and not shit. And now I'm just like, it's fucking insane. I can't even... It's weird. I walk in, I'm like, I designed this. I look at the menu, I'm like, I built this. I'm like, I look around, I'm like, I just hired 50 people to try to do the best. And now I'm business partners with a Asian man who's a first come over immigrant, and he's still learning. So I'm like,
Learning off each other.
I'm learning off him. It's so crazy. I'm like, this is where my life is. So Jerry Zhang, shout out to Jerry. Love you, Jerry. You're great.
Love you, Jerry.
do
Love
a
you,
lot.
love you.
You do a lot for a lot of people. But he invited me to I don't know if you guys know this, but Jerry Zhang wins awards every year because of all the shit he does. He just won pretty much, I don't know exactly what it's called.
Badass
I call
award.
it the badass, the bad motherfucker award. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
It's literally,
badass.
we went to this award ceremony, and when I'm sitting in this room, Jerry invites me to be his +1. And it's me to be his +1. He's like, bring your brother and your guys' wives. He's like, I want to show you something. And we went there, and I'm at this party, this award ceremony, and the owner of Genesis is right here. The owner of Simplot sitting right next to me. There's senates of the United States in here. There's the owner, billionaires, self-made billionaires of companies. And I'm sitting here with Jerry Zhang, and you can look up Sweetwater now. I'm right there. Like, they have a picture of me and Michelle in there, and I'm like, I'm this dude's +1, and 10 years ago it was different, and I'm just sitting around, and I'm like, these are the decisions I've made in my life to continue to pursue. I was hanging out, partying, doing drugs to the extreme, and now I'm rubbing shoulders with senators and billionaires. I'm like, what has happened to my life? Like, this is insane. Like, this woman gets on TV and starts introducing Jerry, and I'm like, this is literally like the Kamala Harris or whatever her name is. It's her right-hand woman who knows who Jerry Zhang is, and they're doing a slideshow of the restaurant I just opened. Wow. And I'm like, what the hell? This is surreal. Like, this is crazy. I'm looking around this room, and I'm like, these guys are self-made billionaires, and I'm Jerry Zhang's +1, and everyone knows Jerry.
Yeah.
Literally.
Jerry could have anyone there, and it was so cool. We walked into this award ceremony, and his wife and his 3 kids are there, and there's only so many seats at the table. They start speaking Mandarin to each other. Next thing we know, Angela, his wife, and his kids get up and go to the very back, like in the college, to where, like in the very back. And I was like, Jerry, you don't have to do that. That's your wife and family. I'll go sit back there, buddy. And he sat there and said, Dustin, he told Michelle this. He's like, I am successful with my wife and family. They don't have to sit here with me. We're going to be successful in business. That's why you're next to me during this. And Michelle told me that, and I was just like, my mind was like, what the hell? I was like, I have goosebumps right now. I'm like, this is where my life is going. I'm on this path.
Mm-hmm.
Does that pressure get to you? Like, I feel like that would, like, I'd be like, what
He
if
does so
like
good.
imposter syndrome, you know? I'd be like, what if I can't live up to this, you know?
He's so
Not at
good.
all?
The main event, baby.
Damn, bro.
I'm built for it.
Well,
I have to be.
I don't know if you can, if you share the same sentiment, but very relatable in the sense of places I've ended up. Like, I've ended up in a lot of
Successful business owner,
successful
bro.
business owner. And like you said, I've been at places I never. So 16-year-old dropped out of school at 16, got my GED, no schooling after that, and flash forward, I have contracts with the school district I dropped out of. I'm in the top board meetings with the main school executives, and they're like hey, like asking for my genuine input because it's important and valuable to them. I'm getting invited to motivational speeches where I'm talking right next to the chief of police on stage next, and like, so these really surreal moments, like you said. And for me, you know this personally. I've talked about the imposter syndrome side of it that I struggle with. But the more I started hanging out, and shout out to Obama. I don't know if people might hate him, but I fucking love the man. He talks about this. You surround yourself around these people who you put on a pedestal. The billionaires, the elite, the bosses, the CEOs, the managers, and you sit in a room with them and start talking, and you realize, not to sound disrespectful, but like, you ain't shit. And I ain't shit, bro. Like, we're all on the same page. Like, you ain't, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but you ain't special. The only thing, like, that there's just those few little caveats. I think that there's something particular and crazy about it, being like, nah, dog, there's proof to the story of the fucking dude who was a hardcore drug addict, is now a successful restaurant owner, and opened his restaurant, and we can segue into this at some point, a fucking elite MMA coach and fighter.
Undefeated fighter.
And like, cool. And so it's just you hang out around people, and you realize that, like, the playing field is, you might have to fight a little harder, work a little harder, but like, you put yourself in the room with those people, and you realize, like, oh, we ain't so different. Like, we ain't so different. And so, like, I think that's always been like a big drive for me.
I don't think we're all the same. We're all people, but there are levels to life, and I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm still a degenerate.
There's levels to this shit we called life, and like I don't think I'm better than anyone ever, but I do know I have made better decisions as of recently in the last 10 years, and it's just my decisions. I don't need to do better. I learned more, and that's it. And it puts you on a different level. But there's the thing where I don't think I'm above anyone. I know I made better decisions, but I'm the type of guy who, I'm like, I don't want to be up here and boast. I'm going to reach down and pull you up, because I don't want you down there. I want you up here with me. Yeah. We're going. And if you're not willing to reach up and grab my hand, because that's the problem. A lot of people are too pride and too egotistically driven to reach up and use that hand of the guy above you to pull yourself up onto his level. Absolutely. You want to sit there and say, no, you need to be humble and stay down here. No, don't need to be humble. You need to reach up and grab that hand that's willing to help you and get on their level, and then you reach down and grab the next person, and you guys got to pull each other up.
Yeah, and to clarify, on my end, anybody knows this that knows me well. Fuck being humble. So when I say when I say we're all on the same,
not being humble. It's not working out.
So when I say we're all like no different, I mean in the context of.
You have the same 24 hours I do?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll put it this way. You look at the CEO and the billionaire or the governor or whatever these things are, and you're like, okay, the way you got here is because of whatever circumstance. You went to the right school, you checked the right box, you did the right thing, you shook the right hand, and boom, and now you're special, and you're here, and you're up here, and I'm down here because you did all the right things. Realizing, like, nah, dog, I can be down here, and I'm going to make it up there still.
Yeah, I'm
like, that's where I'm saying, like, we aren't, like, I don't have to do what the standard, stereotypical, like, generic path to success is. I'll fucking carve my own. And if anything, the places we are different is that I'm the guy that'll do that. Yeah. Like, I'm the guy who won't sit there and just, submit to the things that I don't want and, like, enjoy. Like, I'm gonna do this.
I would say, to a smaller level, Leslie and I, we haven't made it to, like, successful places, but we also have been knocked down to
Agree
zero.
To disagree,
probably,
because
like,
I think you guys have made it to successful places.
like 10
I was
different
gonna
times.
say,
I was gonna say, where were you probably a year ago to 2 years ago? Like, you've made it.
Even 10 years ago, we came far. In our house on the M Street, like, across from Burbank, we came
It's that
far.
thought process. You don't need to do better, you need to learn more, and you are learning more. You're already doing it.
Learning every
I've also never known either of you in the past, better part of, like, especially as close as we've been in the past, like, 8 to 10 years. I've never seen you guys be lazy and fold. I've never seen you without a job relying on it. Yeah, like I've seen.
My saying has always been, I'm nothing if not resourceful and determined.
Yeah.
Like,
so exactly.
Shit, I'm starting another job on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Does OnlyFans really count though?
Well, I mean,
It is a fun
insertions are really big.
It's work. I'm working
up to stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's all it is. Baby steps to get there.
Let me link my OnlyFans. I step on cupcakes.
So
probably love that.
So
like that
my question for all of you guys then is where we're at right now, what you've already established, like, especially in consideration to right now, you have a lot of wins under your belt currently. Like, you have a lot of stuff that you have a lot of momentum behind you currently. With all that being said, but this question goes to everybody, what is your moonshot right now? Like, what do you, 5 years from now, what is the goal? What is your your objective? We can start Dylan, so you
Yeah,
can.
that's okay.
Oh, honestly,
Forever, so
I want to be fucking touring, dude. Would like to be touring with Classy Broad. I'm sure you know, like, I was just telling Jesse this morning because he's rubbing my shoulders, and I said, that's my rap group, not. Like, it's fucking stressful, dude, especially when you're the one, like, organizing shit. Like, I'm...
it's rough.
Yeah, it's hard, dude. But, like, that's what I want. And, like I said, like, Sam LaChow has that lyric, like, what did he say? Like, when I go to sleep, I see dreams of gold, but when I wake up, just tell me I'm not going to be alone. Like, because, fuck, when you got big dreams, dude, like, not everybody wants to come with you. But, yeah, I would like to be touring.
I love that.
Thank you.
Like, I would love for you to be touring. I don't know, my goals are harder, so, because everybody knows that I've had a lot of health stuff happen since March, and literally, my doctor is getting ready to probably pull me off work and everything, so there's a lot of things that I'm still working through, so I don't know, just hopefully figure out my health stuff, and just being able to get by like a normal person day to day. That sounds simple, but like, for me, I want to be able to like, keep up with Dustin, like, be able to, like, you know, when he's working, have a meal ready for him when he comes home, or like have the kids after school, because like, where I'm at right now, I literally can't do day-to-day tasks, so my goal for me, it sounds silly, but like, just day-to-day tasks I want to be able to do.
It's not silly at all, man.
Like, literally, that's what I want.
I have to break out of the box. I don't have a 5-year goal. I don't see life like that, and that's probably why I keep going. It's where I'm at now and where the chapter ends. This is all going to be written. If I set to what's going to happen in 5 chapters from now, then I that's like a... I don't know, I see like that's it.
You might set yourself up for failure.
Yeah, like I don't...
That makes sense.
Not necessarily set myself up for failure, but why set a goal for 5 years when I'm going to achieve so much more than that? My goal is the end product.
Well,
everything else, I see where I'm at today and where I'm going to end, where my story ends. All the other lines are going to be written, and because if I set a goal and I set myself up for failure, expectations is all bullshit, right? Because we can fail, or I can fail as an individual, and I don't want to do that. My goal, when I'm dead, my son will have enough money and enough knowledge in life that I don't have to worry about him. When I'm on my deathbed, I want to be like, he will be okay. That's it. Everything else we can write as we go along. I don't even know what's going to happen when I leave here. I could set a goal for 5 years and I can get hit by a semi-truck when I pull out of this thing. My end goal. I don't see those. I don't see those goals. I see this, and all I know is everything in the middle. Like you said, I'm going to pave my own path to get to the end, and all this shit, I'll enjoy it as it comes.
Hell yeah, bro. That's a fucking... that's
crazy, because I'm coming right now.
He hasn't said...
Shut the fuck up.
Kind of pisses me off. I have to follow that up, so fuck you.
Go ahead, yeah. Like,
I don't want to. Fuck
go ahead,
you.
go ahead.
I don't want to follow that up, piece of shit.
Yeah, like, how dare you do
Get all
that?
fucking
Like,
philosophical on us,
Anyway.
motherfucker.
I like to fail, dude.
Yeah, dude. For me, honestly, and I guess it is hard to put it in the scope of 5 years, but my goal is to really just focus on my mental health, but I mean that with so much sincerity, of the way that I just take care of my physical being, my mental being, those around me, what I can offer, what I'm aware that I can't offer, and find a really the best way I can describe it is a level of peace, because I've had such a roller coaster of a life that I've learned. I've been dirt poor, literally scrounging for when Felicia and I first got.
Changed to 5 minutes.
Yeah. So when Felicia and I, when we were first just dating, we were living in Utah, lived in an apartment complex, barely getting by, having grilled cheese sandwiches and ramen noodles for dinner every night, and counting change to go buy a Mountain Dew at a convenience store because I couldn't afford it, and then having my daughter and literally having to count change to go buy milk for her, to then fortunately doing the right things in life to be very monetary successful and like have those things, but then ironically be like, yo, I'm sadder now as a rich dude. I don't want to say rich, that's like a ignorant term to use, but like as a person who I feel
not
like
counting change for soda.
Yeah,
It's rich. You have $5 in your wallet. You're rich compared to that guy.
But a dude who's doing well in a place I never thought I would be, and like I was really happy when I was counting change for soda pop, you know.
Treadmill.
Yeah, so I've been trying to, like, where I want to be is at a place where I can view that from like a healthy lens and really process what all that means and the value of it. Being like, okay, is success my business continuing to boom and my wealth continuing to grow, or is success that in tandem with this or this? It's just I'm just really trying to. I'm in a really early gestation phase of how I'm processing things.
We're all just trying to learn who we are.
Yeah,
I like that, the growing.
Yeah.
Baby girl.
What's mine? Well, actually, I've just been thinking about it the whole time. I was like, I want to be self-sufficient off of art, or, you know, using art to support myself. And I was like, I already fucking do that. Well, yeah, I think I want to be on touring. On touring.
On touring.
I want to be at least touring. I want to release some art, put some art out to the people, not for the people, for myself, but to them. You know, because I was watching an interview the other day with Rick Rubin, and he's like, that's where art becomes bullshit. Basically, is that these people are doing it for the audience, and he's like, that it takes away from everything that we do art for, you know. And so I really want to put some of my art out. I want to be touring. I want to have a good stock of cool merch as well.
I'll buy the merch.
Personal cool merch. We already have a lot of really cool Classy Broad merch.
You know, and so yeah, I kind of want to be out there on the road, connecting, going to festivals, playing at festivals.
Hell yeah.
Like, just
Festivals are way funner to play at.
being awesome. That's what I want to do, be awesome.
Well, I mean, you already are awesome. You just need to learn more, right? Learn more.
I'm learning.
You already are awesome.
Every day
yeah,
I'm learning.
brother.
I learn something every
It's
day.
in your mind, bro. You already are that. You are that dude.
I want to keep being awesome.
I don't want to not be awesome.
To touch off something you said, like I have to talk about Jerry because he's teaching me a lot in life. When he hired me and brought me onto this endeavor in my life, he looked me in the face and he said, I will make you lots of money if you work with me, but I can't make you happy. And he's like, I'm telling you, you will not be happy. I will make you money. And I was like, fuck.
So real.
I was like, holy shit. And he said that. He's like, and it was that simple. And then he walked away. He didn't have to break it down or anything. I was just like, oof.
I'll plant that seed.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I was like, also, I counted change for some shit too. Put a couple zeros in my bank account.
Yeah.
I might smile a little. You know?
And I think that falls back to what we're capable of as people, because there's definitely got to be a balance, because
Oh, for sure.
there's for sure fuck Diddy right now, forever,
Yes.
right now and forever.
Not
Fuck,
literally.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to
Diddy
fuck
fucks us.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
Diddy has a line where like the line, "More money, more problems," and that is one thing that, because I'm by no means what I would consider rich ever. I just am fortunate enough to like be comfortable. But even that being said, is kind of similar, where it's like I started sacrificing happy for money. It was like, oh, I can have more money, but I'm less happy. Yeah. So that's kind of back to where my perspective is trying to be like, okay, like, what if I willingly made a decision in my life that I knew certainly would lose me money? I knew, like, even a substantial amount of money, but I knew it would afford me some peace. Like, what am I going to choose? Like, that's kind of thing.
Money with you.
Or am I going to try to do what I usually always do and try to fucking finagle the middle ground of that, you know, being like, oh, like, I'm gonna do both. Like, I want some peace, but I also want my dollars, and then figure all that shit out. Because I don't want to submit to being like, I get to be rich or happy. Right. I don't want. I
believe that I believe you can have your cake and eat it too. I've always
Yes,
said this:
yes.
if you just save a little fucking cake for
I was
later,
gonna say, yeah,
you
just
can
don't
have
eat the
it
whole thing.
and eat it.
No, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to save
If
it.
you use that metaphor in it, though, but to get there, I think you have to look at the steps of how did you get the cake. You have to bake it, right? You have to make that cake first. And I think to get to that happy medium, people think that they're just going to go out and get it. There's a magical cake there, but there's the steps to get there. And once you understand that you have to bake the cake that you're going to eat, and not only just eat it, what do you do after you eat it? You're comfortable, you ate it.
And I wanna give some to
now
other
there's
people.
a sink full of dishes because I had to bake that fucking cake. Once you accept the fact that
Oh, that's
once
another
you
level of
once you put in the effort to bake the cake and then realize you have to bake it, eat it, and then clean up after it.
And then once you're done cleaning, guess what you're hungry for? Cake.
Yeah,
You want some motherfucking cake, bro.
Once you understand the whole metaphor of that, of what it all takes, I think that's when you can start finding that happy ground of the middle. But life's hard, bro, and it throws curveballs. I don't think you're.
Those some curveballs.
I don't think you're ever gonna get exactly where you want to be comfortable all the time. Because if you're comfortable, that's kind of shitty.
No, yeah,
Comfortable.
Yeah, that sucks, right?
You
Like,
don't be comfortable all the time, man.
I kind of like the struggle
You
sometimes.
want to be an event. It likes to be an
I like
adventure.
the struggle and I like the celebrations. I like the wins. The losses fucking suck, but the wins taste better once you have a loss.
A man of the journey.
Once the one perspective my wife really helped me obtain is that I used my broke and her broke were very different. My broke was straight up broke.
Poor.
Like my broke was like, oh, like no, I want a Mountain Dew, so I'm fucking going through my fucking car's fucking change thing, counting out fucking gross, sticky fucking.
Oh, 3 pennies stuck together.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Washing it
literally
off in the sink.
to afford a fucking soda or something like that. That was my version of broke. And then once we started like being more successful, and shout out to her for being much more level-headed, like when it comes to like the monetary side of things and finances, is I would like, hey, I want to like do this. Hey, I want to get this game. Do we have enough money to do this? I want to go to town to do this. And she'd be like, oh no, babe, like we can't afford that. But then I'd go look at our bank account. And I'm like, the fuck, we can't. And she's like, no, we can't afford that. This money is not like. This money's not for that. And that was my problem. Is that I was like, what the fuck you mean we got money?
Yeah.
And she was like, not for that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
and
a
so,
poor mindset.
yeah. So me, I'd see the money, I'm like, fuck you mean? And so, but shout out to her, because now I actually start like very much feel that, where even on my personal savings wise, how I upend and like way that I want to like get the best bang out of my buck, and how much I appreciate the dollar now, that I appreciate the value of what I've acquired and how I'm going to redistribute it. So.
Yeah.
The one time she was gonna break up with me, which is fucking weird. Let's talk about this. We've been together for 9 years.
Stop.
Straight.
We don't have to have the story.
We never broke up. We never broke up.
Yeah, give us the
I've
juice.
changed. Everybody,
This is what
I've changed.
motherfuckers tune in for.
Wait, let me explain
How
this
you
part.
say this?
I was stripping, and I had a lot of customers that spoiled me. Okay,
Okay.
well, I was a spoiled baby at the time. Okay,
The one time she was truly gonna leave me is because I would not get her the iPhone X, because she saw like the iPhone X came out, and I was like, okay, I'll get it for you.
Brand
How much
new.
is it? She said it's $1,000. What? How much? The fuck? At this point, we were living in Imperial. Our bed was our couch, which was a futon.
yeah, dude, yeah,
And
dude.
she's like, I can't do this. This is poor. And I've been to the point to where I've literally dumped cereal out in California and cockroaches came out and I had to pick them out and eat that shit because I was so hungry. I've been that poor.
I
She was
spoiled
gonna
by
leave
sugar
me
daddies,
because I
okay?
didn't buy her a $1,000 phone. And I'm like, I got heat, I got internet,
He's like,
and
I
you're
got water.
complaining?
You're like, dude, we're living like
I was
kings
like,
right now.
I'm a fucking king. I was like, you know how baller I am? My couch turns into a bed. Check this shit out, bro. This is fucking
I pouted
living.
so hard.
And she was like, I'm leaving him. I went to work. Came home. She was having her shit packed there. Over. Swear to God. That's her concept of pouring my pour.
That's hilarious.
I didn't buy her a $1,000 phone.
I was not used. Okay, I now want to explain. This is my first real healthy relationship. I've never been in a healthy relationship. First relationship. I've never cheated. I've never had to deal with financial stuff. Okay, so like I don't even deal with financial stuff now. Like with him, I make money and I give it all to him. And I feel broke. I'm not broke. He makes it so we can travel and stuff. But yeah, I did throw a fit over the
y'all
phone.
do some cool
And
shit.
there is some regret there now. Okay.
I got to throw in there. I don't cheat, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude!
That was completely unnecessary.
I'm saying it's our first healthy. I wasn't holding.
Why'd you throw that out there?
Listen,
though? I
I'm
never
saying-
once thought
okay.
you did. Now, where's your phone?
Well,
Give me your fucking phone.
I did see Tyrone's truck pulling away from your house.
Oh snap! Listen. No.
Tyrone.
Fucking
Listen.
Tyrone.
God
was
damn
from-
it.
That's work
We call
for
him
you.
we call him Tyrone, bro, because it goes all the way down to
Oh,
the thigh,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
Yeah, you did see him leave my house. Confession.
Yeah.
She was at work. That was my day off.
Oh, that was your Tyrone.
That was my Tyrone.
He's
dude.
like, and
He
I
was
don't
there
even
for
have
me.
any cheese. Just some jaw hurts.
Yeah, he was there for me.
Hell yeah.
So before I go to the next subject, I've never been sitting to the side of you so much. You have some luscious lashes, bro. You fucking lucky bitch, dude.
Like a horse.
I mean,
Like a freaking horse, dude.
Dude, he wouldn't even need falsies.
Know what else is
bro.
like a horse?
He would just be.
I'm bald,
Damn,
and
dude,
he
quit
has
glazing me,
I'm
horse
dude.
saying, dude.
I like glaze.
He is
We're
spoiled.
probably from all the falsies that we
The
wore.
boys get the...
But
I got nice lashes.
Mm.
You know what boys also get?
Yours are nice too.
The fucking privilege of being a man, dude.
oh god,
We have to
let's not
fucking
go
work.
there.
No.
Yeah.
We have to work, but we
Yeah.
have rights, so.
So I wanted to
God.
say you guys have both been really fucking good friends to me. And I want to ask, what has made you guys want to continue to be good friends to me when I've not been a good friend to you? Like, so Michelle literally came over while I was like packing up my mom's stuff when she first killed herself and was like, hey man, like I know what it's like, because her dad killed himself, and like, you know, she knows all the feelings and stuff, and like she talked me through it, and then she got sick and I disappeared because I couldn't handle the thought of losing her. And like, you've been a very good friend to me. You've always encouraged me in my music, even all the way back to like when I lived with Fish at Johnny's house. You like gave me a job twice, and fucking I dipped out on you, bro. Let's say like me, like I have high expectations for a job. Like I do have a like level of life that I need, you know what I mean? But like that was also not a good friend thing for me to do. And like what makes you guys want to continue to be good friends? Like, you know, like I just want you to know, like I don't be a shitty friend because I want to be a shitty friend. I don't honestly really know how to be a friend because I really haven't had friends a lot in my life. But I recognize that that I'm not a good friend. And so like I want to know, like, makes you guys able to like give energy that's not reciprocated. You know what I mean?
I think you're a great friend. I think being with a friend, you don't have to like hang out every day, talk every day. I know that if I were to pick up the phone a year from now at 3 in the morning and be like, Callie, I need your help. Like, you would come pick me up or you'd stop by my house. So, like, you need to give yourself more credit as a friend because you are a great friend. And me, like, you and Jesse were my first real, like, sober friends. Because I remember when I first got, so I got out sober, I relapsed. But then when I got clean again, I was like, okay, you guys, like, I am trying to be sober. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, this sucks. Jesse was like, I was on drugs and this is what I did. You guys were always listening to me. Like, I remember, like, the suicide stuff my first year being sober. I told you, like, this is my dad's, I'm gonna cry. But in November, I was like, kids, this is the first time I'm dealing with this suicide. I don't know how to not numb it out, dude. And like, you were there and you listened to me cry, and like, I don't know. You're a good person. You're a good friend, dude.
Thank you.
Yes. I don't know how to answer. I don't be emotional.
I mean, you say you're not a good friend, I'm gonna go off that. Not just friendship, anything in life. 100% effort looks different every day. And we get in this weird habit of life that we have to be there and do this for everything. Some days 100's here, and some days your 100's here. It doesn't have to consistently be to be a good friend. Like it's different every day. So some days if you dip out on me because I hired you for a job, that was your 100% that day. And I'm okay to accept that, you know? And everyone's okay to accept that. And also, it's easy to be understanding and willing for people in my situation because, granted, I have done some really cool shit in my life, but I have also been at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, and I will never... I was going to literally commit suicide. I will never... If I can prevent someone from feeling that way any bit, I'm willing to do it. And if that means friendship with you, even when you feel you're being a bad friend, I'm not going to let your actions reflect where I am and how I feel, so I'm going to continue to give my 100 to you, even if my 100's different every day. So yeah, love you too.
I love you.
And you're a cool person. It's not hard to be your friend. It's pretty easy to be your friend.
She aight.
When I loved,
Like,
when I first got sober too, what I loved about you and Jesse is you guys truly did not judge the addict, dude. Because when I would try to get clean, if I fucked up, I was like, I'm still sober. I'm high as hell, but I'm still sober. Like I would tell people, and like you and Jesse would be like, bro, you're high on heroin right now, and I'd be like, I'm not high, dude. As I'm falling asleep, wiping down the windows at bareback, dude, and you're like, dude, I'll be your friend. Whether you're high or not high, but don't fucking lie to me. Own your shit. And, like, if you want to be high, I'll say what's up and we can keep pushing. But, like, if you're going to try to be sober, be honest with me and I'll be your friend through everything. But don't lie to me. And then I remember I told you guys and you guys, like, helped me get clean, like, 3 different times. You know what I mean? But you guys were actually, like, the first people to be like, yo, you relapse, it's okay, dude. Like, you're not a piece of shit for being a drug addict. That's what I remember of you guys. Is because everybody else, family, friends, always made me feel like a piece of shit.
I actually super appreciate that you said that because I have a lot of guilt for accepting my mom where she was at and her addiction because like that was a whole different like dynamic, you know what I mean? Like I wanted her to be my fucking mom and she wasn't my mom and like I was like fuck you for not being my mom. I couldn't see like the addict side of it. I was just like how could you do drugs instead of being my mom, you know? And so like I don't know, I guess it feels good to know that like I didn't judge all addicts, just her. Like it wasn't good, you know. I wish I would have done that differently, but
I don't think she was ever not your mom.
Yeah,
she was your mom every day. 100% looks different every day. She's still your mom, even though she's not here. She's always your mom and always will be your mom. It's hundreds different every day, hun. Every day.
And my 2 cents on the friendship thing is, if what it requires to be friends means 2 good (parentheses friends) showing up for each other all the time every day, nobody would be friends.
Oh, so true, bro.
Nobody would be fucking friends. If that was the criteria, we both have, I have to be a good friend and you have to be a good friend, which means this, and this, nobody's friends. That's the whole point of being a friend.
Yeah.
Part of my being a friend to you is I'm still going to be your friend when I don't think you're necessarily being a good friend. There's times that I guarantee you've thought about me, that I haven't been a good friend. I've thought that about everybody in this room at some point. That, like,
you son of a bitch.
Fuck you. You know how easy it is to think you're not a good friend when you're fucking uppercutting me in the face frequently?
You asked for it.
Yeah,
That's true. Weird.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Is if your criteria to be a good friend is this checklist of like, here's what it looks like, then nobody's friends anymore. Because my best friends in the fucking world have let me fucking down before. And guess what? I've let them down before. Still my fucking best friends. So that's my...
I promise you I invented it. I invented this saying. You don't ever need to do better. You only need to learn more.
No, dude. No.
You're doing everything
He
you
didn't
can.
invent. Matthew
Probably call
McConaughey
that-
said
call
that.
it
Matthew
episode
McConaughey said
that.
it in
Did he?
Boner City.
Oh, I fucking love Boner City.
Yeah, in Boner City, that scene, he's crying. And he's got 2 dicks in his hand.
Oh,
He's like, I never need to
And
do
he
better.
said, I never
learn
have to
more."
die to learn more. And then he started, I remember the scene, and then fucking
Well, he learned how to give a hand off.
I fucking love that scene, dude.
That's a good movie.
It's like such a good goddamn shout out again to Matthew.
Yeah, fucking
McConaughey,
Matthew.
dude.
You can do it all. You can do it all.
dude.
I like that there's probably people who are going
Especially
to watch this, and it's going to take a minute for them to understand that some of these are jokes.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
what fucking
This ain't a
Boner
joke to
City?
me.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta look that. I gotta fucking.
Our female viewership goes way the fuck up because we put them
my
on
God.
some game.
yeah, dude.
So, babe, I wanted to see, like, do you want to say anything, ask anything? Because you have definitely said more this podcast. So I want to give you the
I'm back,
floor.
baby.
Baby.
Are you guys gonna do the fucking thing too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what the fucking thing is, dude, but I'm intrigued.
For it.
Be afraid.
I can't decide.
Gotta cut
I
a hole
can't
in the
decide.
Ask them both.
Double
All right.
whammy.
All right. What is a, well, we know you just said, what's a movie or book that had a huge impact on you? Boner City, obviously.
Boner City did it when he fucking said don't learn more. When he doesn't need to do better, he has to learn more, and then he fucking just took 3 dicks at once. It was impressive.
Changed my fucking
Changed
life.
my
Every
perspective.
crevice
I
of space.
then realized I don't need sleep, and I will continue to be myself all the time.
I learned like I could always add 1 more dick.
Always.
Oh my
Like, no matter what,
No matter what, dude.
There's always room for one more dick.
That's a saying.
That fucking patent that shit, brother. But yeah, Failure to Launch by Matthew McConaughey. But I'd have to say probably the coolest movie. I don't know why, but Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, I just
Fucking
I
banger.
love that movie. Bro. I
Banger.
thought that movie was so cool when it came out.
Still is.
Yeah, it's
Underrated cult classic. Yeah.
Cool. It's so cool. All right, you
Me?
movie.
Warriors. I don't know if you guys would.
Oh, yeah.
Ding 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 Warriors.
No, maybe not that one. The Warrior. Maybe I'm thinking just Warrior, not the Warriors. Then Warrior. But it's with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. They're 2 brothers.
And they're boxers. One's a teacher.
Yeah,
and
so
they
one's
fight
a
each other.
teacher and they
Yep.
end up in this fight. Yeah, That movie, if you guys haven't seen it, for me, it checks a lot of boxes because I love, obviously, like combat sports and MMA and fighting. And that movie is a very emotional, deep movie. It's like a lot of layers. So like it checks a lot of boxes. But I just like it because it shows the perspective from these two different brothers of the different paths they went on in life, the choices they made to lead to where they're at, and then the circumstances that bring them back together to where they have to meet up in the octagon. And it's just a fucking beautifully poetic thing. There, the dad, I mean, always a fucking hard one for me, is an alcoholic. The dad's a severe alcoholic, and it's him. It's him. Their relationship with their father that like really fucked them up, and yeah, it's just so.
I have to see it. I haven't seen it.
Fucking phenomenal.
Have you seen it? Probably not. You don't see anything.
Nope, never seen it.
If you guys ever want to watch a movie, I will fucking sit there and watch it and cry with you. I cry every time. There's a fucking specific scene that I cannot get away from that scene without crying in that movie.
I don't know. I gotta pass until
you asked the question and you didn't
have an answer ready when you're gonna ask.
I was the question asker, not
piece
the
of
answer.
shit.
You guys all have to think.
8 seconds. 8 seconds.
Oh.
Hands down. 8 seconds.
Hated that movie when I was a
She's
kid.
describing a night with Dustin.
Rodeo?
Yeah.
No, not rodeo.
I haven't seen
Our
it.
porn movie we made.
No. Oh, it's a rodeo. It's a rodeo.
That's a rodeo movie. But yeah.
You just killed me.
Mine is What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
I was like, I got you, motherfuckers! No, I liked it just because, it's kind of like this idea of heaven is what your idea of heaven is. Like, and I love that.
Okay.
Have you never seen it?
No.
What?
It's good.
Oh my god, yeah.
We
it's
have
so
it,
beautiful.
I think, somewhere.
I just want to tell you guys, you ruined something in my relationship, not mean to, not in a bad way, but when we would get home from bareback and be drunk and high as hell, we would sit down and we watch South Park for hours. I love South Park, okay? But now he wants to fall.
That.
Oh, we did. We would. I remember. And I loved it. We watched it for hours. We would get drunk and high and just watch it. And now he wants to watch it falling asleep and I can't watch it. I don't know why, because
the best TV
is it
show
triggering?
ever
no,
made.
I can watch it during the day, but I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep because they're swearing and yelling and they're annoying and it reminds me of drinking and getting high with them. And I'm like, during the day, I love
That's
it.
Letterkenny for me, dude, because we watched Letterkenny on repeat when we were smoking crack, and it was bad.
I don't know. I just remember that, dude.
Do you have an answer?
I know. Sometimes I can't think about it. I'm like,
No.
remember how gross it was standing in a circle being like, how can I have your shotgun?
Yeah.
That was gross.
Yeah. I'd have to say crack though was I loved crack. I fucking love crack. Dude.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh, man. Oh,
What's your movie?
somebody
Craig?
was smoking crack at bareback the other day.
Were they? Oh, dude.
I was like, wild.
Oh, yeah, no smell in the world like it too.
Fuck, I don't know, dude.
Can't believe you asked the question.
I'm the asker, not the answerer.
No.
All right.
Of course I didn't.
All right.
You have to know something, dude.
Oh, fuck, I mean, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut changed
so
my life as a
So
child.
good, so good, bro. So good.
Changed my life as a child. I, at that point was like, I know how to deceive people now.
That was my first, dirty,
Because I was like,
dirty
Mom, can I get this cartoon? And she was like, oh, yeah, throw it in the bag. And I was like, this dumb bitch. And then fucking,
She's like cartoon.
dude, I woke up early because I knew. I woke up early and fucking watched it 4 times. Back to back. And she came out when, Cartman was frying his, chip in his brain.
yeah.
And she's like, motherfucker, cocksucker. And she's like, what?
I just like Mr. Boston.
Yeah, dude. And she was like, what? I was like, the damage has been done.
It's already happened. This is
too late, mother.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done fucking corrupt.
She was like, I guess this is what it is.
South Park though, those two dudes are fucking insane, right? Like how hard they literally broke the mold. Like,
Oh, bro.
like there's
yeah.
certain people in my lifetime, in my era, like the writers of South Park broke the mold. They changed everything. Like
Well, because not just South Park, but Basketball, fucking
Orgasmo, all the movies.
Don't they have a fucking
Book of Mormon?
restaurant, dude?
It's the best-selling Broadway.
They
They
still
bought,
go.
I'm sorry, I got a piece so bad. They bought Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
that's
Your
yeah.
books, brother.
Oh, brother.
Oh god.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but they were literally like, this ain't gonna work. They kind of remind me of ICP, right? They're different.
Yeah.
People like that are so cool. What's your next question, brother man? You need help, dude?
No, I think it's good.
You need me to come find where your light stick, dude?
Sheesh.
Yeah, I'll fondle it, dude.
We gotta wait for Nick. Do you think we should wait for Nick?
We didn't wait for Nick last time.
Oh, okay.
He can hear us. Nice. Speak through the vent. Ask a question through the vent. We all just start farting in the vent as hard as we
You don't need to
can.
lean into the mic. Your voice is booming enough to pick up on
Jesus,
all the
hell.
microphones.
Yeah, dude.
Which celebrity would you not be surprised to discover as a serial killer?
Ooh. Nick says Matthew McConaughey. I fucking hate how good that answer is.
So sweet.
Kevin
He'd be
Spacey.
so calm about it, like, all
Kevin
right, brother.
Spacey.
He's creepy.
I think he
him,
is,
but
actually.
He's on some. He's been like accused of some weird shit for sure. Yeah.
He's like, I can't be a rapist, I'm gay. And they're like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
A serial killer. I'd fucking. I know this is a cliche answer. I'd say fucking Jim Carrey.
Oh,
No, I mean I could see that. Yeah.
I would be like, they'd be like, Jim Carrey had 13 bodies under his house. I'd be like, no shit.
fair.
That's crazy.
Like-
That's such a good answer.
Like, huh? I wouldn't put it past him. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. That's where I'm going. If
What
someone
if we
told me-
met these guys and they were like, I saw your podcast, fuck y'all. Like, yeah.
And they're all serial killers, we all die.
Yeah, I'll just wake up, tortured upside down, fucking dick cut off. Jim Carrey's just like, you sneaky
And with the
little
Grinch
prick.
smile on.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right?
It does.
What about you?
Me?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I don't
lying.
even know. That's insane to think about.
That's a good question.
I can't even think of
He
anybody,
says Matthew
bro.
McConaughey. That's a good answer.
Yeah,
I like how you followed up.
that was funny. That was legit.
Yeah, that's legit.
I just want everybody to
How
know.
do you get your big dick in those tight pants?
I just want everybody to know that. So I've starting the second day drinking a gallon of water a day. I just had to pee so bad.
Being hydrated sucks ass.
Yeah.
I know. I just had to pee so
fucking
bad
hate it.
that I had to sit down because if I did not sit to pee, I would have pissed my pants. I was in that much of a rush to get to the bathroom that I would have, as an adult man, urinated my pants.
Oh, I shit my pants the other day.
So
Like,
Straight
if,
up, I was
if
like,
you
this
as
is fart.
an adult
No.
have never shit your pants, you're lying. You're
Facts.
lying.
Oh, I definitely shit my pants. Actually, frequently, I'm a frequent pants shitter.
Well, dude, you eat too many beans, you fucking... You're going in, dude.
I don't even have to eat beans, dude. I'm fucking old. I'm almost 40 years old.
Shut the
I'm
fuck
fucking
up.
old.
Well, you
Yeah,
look
I'm like- I'm like
fantastic.
38. Yeah.
He's cute.
I'm fucking old, dude.
He's cute.
I'm trying to think.
Dude, you look great.
Yeah,
You're
you
all
do.
this drunk
Anna,
shit.
yeah,
What
dude.
the fuck,
Yeah, dude, I'm an old ass
Yeah.
man. I shit constantly. I fucking cough too hard. I shit, dude. Oh god.
Oh,
Damn it!
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
thank God I didn't have my favorite underwear on.
I'm trying to go with something super like wholesome, like fucking Dolly Parton. I don't know. That's a
be
tough one.
interesting.
I'm trying to think of a celebrity that I actually watch interviews, and I'm like, you
Yeah,
are
I got nothing. I won't
dangerous.
have an
You're a
answer.
dark human. I don't know.
Jim Carrey, bro. I'm telling
That I don't know because I don't know. You think Jim Carrey? I feel like Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like if we're
okay.
being
That one,
honest though,
Yeah.
dude, like serial killers are super like charming. So you're looking for the all
It's Adam Sandler. It's Adam
you.
Sandler.
Like dead ass,
Oh.
you wake up, you turn on the news, and they're like, "There's 13 bodies found under Jim Carrey's house." Like, how? Like, would you truly be shocked?
Yeah, because I like him. I'd be so sad.
I love Ted Bundy, dude. You don't even want to. His voice and everything.
Oh my gosh, you
Fucking white
yeah,
girls,
Jim
man.
Carrey is dope. My mom took me to Me, Myself, and Irene when I was like young when it first
Yeah.
came out, and I was like in the theater cackling, and everyone was giving her dirty ass looks, dude.
I feel like Tom Hanks.
Oh my,
I feel like
that's a
Tom
good
That's
answer.
legit.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Or Oprah.
Oprah.
Oprah, she's like all this humanitarian.
Yes,
all
Like
that.
I can see
Oprah,
Oprah,
yeah.
but that like goes to me on like the elite type shit in the world, right?
So-
Multiple.
We have not let you talk very much. Do you want to say anything before we go?
Dude, I'm down to go get food. This is totally. I thank you guys for having me on the podcast. That's what I have to say. I
Michelle
love
be
you guys.
about her food though.
Yeah, I mean, like I love
10
this
toes.
podcast. I like that I got.
I was telling her before the podcast, I was like, I know we're not going to get to everything that I want to talk about, so like, if y'all would like to at some point, like, we definitely have a queue of people we'd like to have a second time, but I'd like to have you guys in that queue for sure.
I love that.
could talk for hours, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you know,
Okay,
we're
okay.
we're doing we're gonna be doing seasons, so this is season 1. You know,
Yeah.
We made
so-
season 1.
Well, so it turns out there's Christmas is a Wednesday, and then fucking New Year's is a Wednesday.
What
So We're
And
just
Cloud's
gonna cut off
birthday.
at Christmas, like before Christmas, and then we're gonna take January off, and we'll go back and start season 2.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm always busy on Christmas and New Year's. I have to take pictures for these lovelies.
Yes, he does.
Hey,
No, I'm the one that takes
I
photos.
Are those fresh
started
pictures
returning
every
the favor,
time?
bro.
Nick did return.
I started returning
You
the favor.
should see some of the people though. Some get mad. Some like send them back. Like
Dustin,
Oh my God,
Dustin
really?
tries to like
That's
weird up.
hilarious.
So for you, what you guys don't know, understand is like he's sending
Very provocative.
very provocative.
he sends
Well
nudes
thought out.
every
We're
holiday
skate
to all
though.
of
We're
his
skate.
girlfriends.
Oh, I
Nothing.
know.
Nothing
It's a
triple
boudoir
X.
shot.
Yeah, boudoir. Wonderfully shot and all that
We're
stuff.
talking about the man who kisses his employees on the forehead,
Yeah.
like the male ones.
Yeah. Oh, you think that you do jujitsu with them?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember I said when a cop gets behind me now I get a boner? That wasn't a joke.
That
Yeah.
being said, Dustin started sending me those, and for a couple years I was just like, "Oh, cool, it's a holiday thing." And then one year I was like, "All right, bet, bro."
But yeah, now watch what
Fucking
happens
bet.
now.
He sent one back, dude. Casey Kaiser sent one back too, and he's a fucking stud, dude.
Oh, he's fucking
Yeah, he
swollen.
sent one back, and all he did was on Christmas, he literally just took a fucking piece of wrapping paper, ripped it off, and just fucking stuck it right here, and he's all. He's all big and buff. I was like, fuck yeah.
He's massive, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Buff Nick.
All right, who's pulling the paper? You do it.
Michelle.
Piece of paper.
Shelly.
Can I read it or give it to you?
Oh,
Hidden talent.
Oh, what's your hidden talent?
I can make a box of chocolate disappear. I really don't know what I don't know.
And
I
not
can make
with your
his.
mouth.
Tell him
I
that,
can make
tell him
his.
that thing you do with your mouth, then.
I can make his hidden chocolate disappear. That's what I can do. Okay, your turn.
I could blow spit bubbles.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh yes, you can. I was
That
like,
fast? You gotta cue the fuck up.
he's pretty talented.
Holy shit,
Everything is
dude.
so
No, he
crazy.
can
Yeah.
blow him.
Like I could
off.
blow them and they'll fly, and they fly.
Yeah.
God, what's yours? Let me get some saliva going.
What's
Need some more water?
my secret talent? I'm gonna steal a page out of Crook's book. I'm gonna have to think for a minute. So you go, Crook.
My hidden talent?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that it's really a hidden talent, but I can make a gift box out of wrapping paper.
Oh, that's
Oh
nice.
yeah, you can.
That's actually real cool. I can't blow it now that I was on camera. Normally I could make a bubble. I could collect it under my tongue, get it on
Yeah.
my tongue, and blow it off, and it'll fly.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
I've never seen that.
I'll
Yeah.
show you.
That's
It's legit.
bonkers.
Yeah, do that. That's pretty cool. I don't know many people who can.
I guess I'm probably like the greatest lover a woman's ever been with, maybe.
And man,
He can convince his kids that he was just putting a band-aid.
Yeah, well, that's another story for another day. No, honestly, hidden talent. So, gosh, I don't know. I will say I'm creative when it comes to like, so I can't draw for shit. But something that I will lose hours and hours doing is I'm a huge like Pokemon nerd. So I'll take pictures of Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon from all across the internet. I'll crop them out of whatever it is, like whatever pose they're in that I like. I'll put it through an app to turn it into a line drawing. Then I'll put it on a picture with the other ones that I fit them together where I like it. Turn it into one big drawing, and then I'll color it and make it my own thing.
I'll make a scene.
Yeah, I'll make
That's
a scene.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
and I have just dozens and dozens of those in my phone. It'll take me hours to do, and I get really invested in it. Yeah.
Oh.
And I post them on Reddit, and they get a lot of upvotes. So
Aww. That's awesome.
I am stupid, or used to be stupid fucking good at Def Jam 5 for New York.
you would not want
I
to see
don't know
me,
what that
bro.
is.
Dude, I beat that game on the hardest difficulty without losing once.
Fat Joe ain't got shit on Crook, bro.
Not losing once.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
He would beat Fat
monster.
Joe, bro. I don't know
Slam
if
his
you remember
ass in the
Fat
cage.
Joe. I don't know if you remember fighting Fat Joe, bro, but for some reason
He's like
in
a
that
cheat code in the game.
In that
He's so
Fat
hard.
Joe, for some reason in
So
that
hard.
game, out of all the rappers, they made him like
The hardest
Well,
one.
to be fair, let's be culturally like appropriate. He's overweight Joseph.
Oh, for
We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Jesse can impress Studio Ghetto by pulling his balls out.
Oh,
I
I
was
do
so
have
fucking
pretty good
embarrassed,
balls.
bro.
You want to see, world? I'm not afraid.
he's like fuck,
he's
On
not.
YouTube, we'll get.
demonetized.
We're not monetized in the first place.
I'm
We
telling
will
you,
never
It's
get
not a fucking
monetized.
good though, dude. Shut the hell up.
I'm telling you, the fucking naked front flip, bro.
That's it.
Jesse's like the guy with the most hidden talents. So.
Yeah.
I am pretty athletic for a big dude. Like, you know.
Super athletic. It's fucking insane.
Okay, so I will close out by asking you guys, what is your best advice to addicts out there who are still struggling to get clean,
True.
or who want to get clean but they're struggling with it?
What's your advice?
Stop lying.
I was gonna say, be honest.
Yeah.
I
To
love that.
yourself. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
No, that's real.
There's not fucking gray areas in addiction. Stop lying to yourself. Get clean or don't. I hate to say it. I understand it's a struggle. The reason you're still going back is because you lied to yourself somewhere. Be honest.
That's fair. Yeah.
I was just gonna say just stop, like, because I would always be like, I'm gonna do it on Monday or I'm gonna do it the day after Christmas, and I never did it. So like,
You were lying to
truly,
yourself.
yeah,
Procrastinating,
like
yeah.
what he
'Cause
said,
you were lying to yourself.
don't lie. Yeah, but like, yeah, just.
I knew you wouldn't stop it on Christmas.
Oh no, I'd be like after New Year's,
No, you
Valentine's
wanted-
is coming.
You didn't want to
Yeah.
stop. You were lying to yourself.
Yes.
You didn't want to quit.
Yeah, fair.
Like, you don't want to stick your hand in a fucking garbage disposal in the sink and turn it on, right? So you fucking don't do it. It's that simple. You're like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to get high no more. Then why are you fucking doing it? Stop lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You want to get high, and that's okay. It's okay you want to get high today. Maybe tomorrow you don't. Once you become honest, then you can start working.
Hell yeah.
I would say her saying play the tape forward. That's like, that's
I
where,
constantly
that's where
have to
I
play the
stopped.
tape forward,
I was like,
yes.
oh man, like, where does this go? This road does not end well.
Mhm.
So, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah.
And like, I
I'll
would
show you
love
when
to
I
have
have
you
better
guys
stuff.
on again in the future.
Sure.
I had so much more to say, but it got long. I knew it would though.
I knew it too.
Because you guys both have so much to talk about. Anybody else got anything to say before we go?
Yeah, yeah,
I know the camera can't
Somebody
see it,
lives in
Nick, but
here.
you have a fucking
They don't
incredibly nice package, brother. I could fucking... That is nice,
I
dude.
appreciate you, dog.
Fuck, dude, that's bullshit. Fuck you.
I can't even see mine.
Fuck, bro.
My advice would be.
I got fucking ripped off.
My advice. She's like, fuck, man. My advice would be to get you some friends like mine, because I got some good people around me. I love my peoples. I really do. Like, I have a great crew. And this is a testament to you guys, since you guys are the guests. I've talked Crook and Kelly's ears off about how much I respect and appreciate them and what they've come from. Dustin, I get to do that at Jiu-Jitsu. Michelle, I don't get to extend it to you as ever really until now. But my admiration for you and what you've overcome, and the fact that you and Dustin have been able to find each other in that struggle and be each other's like really beautiful yin and yang. And I just want to say, you guys, more than you understand, I do tell this to Dustin a lot at class and whatnot, but you guys are very good examples for me of you can bounce back from anything. So days that I'm feeling like, oh shit is hopeless, I remember I got friends like Dustin, and I'm like, oh, look, like this motherfucker, like, yeah.
Are you still breathing? There's still hope.
So I want to extend my gratitude that you guys are people that I get to use in my motivation. Like, when I'm feeling down, I think about my friends like you guys, and I'm like, well, fuck, man. Like, so.
Thanks, I love that.
If I had wanted to be, try to love yourself more. Create the art, like find a healthy outlet. Because like Dustin was saying, he might be he's an addict, but he's not addicted to drugs anymore. But like, we are addicts. You got to find something else that makes you feel like that. You got to find something else that makes you feel. Again, really, find something that makes you feel, dude, and fucking do that thing.
Yeah, make your art, dude.
And stop fucking doing drugs.
I'm sure this big motherfucker has
Oh
something
my
to say.
Yeah.
What about that, dude? What are you saying, you big motherfucker?
He loves it, dude. He loves it.
That motherfucker has
Yeah,
something to
you know
say,
what?
dude.
I always do this because I mean that there's like Callie, there's so much to say, and I'm the culprit. When Crook brought up like in Callie, even this episode was like, hey, we're working on like we have a problem talking too much. They mean me. Just so everybody's aware, it's a me thing. I will say, you bring it up, even you saying like stop doing drugs, stop getting high, and the things we chase after, is you yesterday helped me really cue into some really interesting stuff. Like I'm a guy who I analyze everything. So one, I don't like being humbled. Dustin's a guy who humbles me frequently, and I need that in my life. That comes to either physically when we're fighting, and I'm a guy who outweighs and outpowers him by a large margin, and he still puts it on me. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta respect this motherfucker. Same thing when we have a conversation, and I think I might know something, and I'm talking about, oh yeah, but when I box, I do this. And he's like, okay, well then what are you gonna do when I do this? And I'm like, get knocked out. That's, yeah, good retort. That being said, yesterday, at the end of class, we did a breathing technique. And Wim Hof,
I fucking love that.
super cool dude. But Dustin had us lay down. We went through the whole entire exercise, this drill where you do your breath, control your breath work. Breath holds on an exhale, which is really, something I wasn't expecting. And when I did it, my biggest thing that's ironic is we talk about why people get high and the way it makes us feel. I fucking got high.
Dude,
That's what it does.
I bought a little book that says how to get high without drugs back in the day, and it's all breathing.
It blew my fucking mind. I was laying there, and as we were doing like the exhale, and it's like, okay, now like do what your body's capable of doing. Do what you can already do as a human, and hold that breath for a minute, like on your exhale. Like don't breathe in. And as we're doing it, my fucking face starts tingling, my tip of my nose tingling, my feet started tingling, and then by the time we were done, I sat up and I was like, whoo, but I felt good. I felt good. I left class recharged, rejuvenated. So I want to end on what the human mind and body is capable of is far beyond what we can even grasp at this current time in our existence. So rely on that. Like if you want to get high in here internally. Yeah, in here. Yeah, exactly. Find the internal way and like stop seeking that external instant gratification opposed to like long lasting. So that's what I end on. Because earlier I thought, I was like, fuck, I want to talk about like the fact that we're talking about getting high and being addicts. And last night, ironically, I'm doing fucking breathing work with them, and I'm like, I'm fucking tingling right now, dog. Yeah,
Fucking nice shit, dude.
Yeah, so
Wim Hof, dude. Weirdo.
Wim Hof.
What a world. Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, that is episode 8
I
of
think I won't
Classic
kiss you, dude.
Broadcast.
Right on TV.
I'm so super fucking
Motherfucker.
happy to have you guys. Like, I'm actually,
Son of a bitch.
like, I always say
Call
that
me
like
out,
these
dude.
are an excuse to like hang out with my friends and talk to my friends, and like it's
Yeah,
fucking
so much
cool
fun.
because you guys are so busy. So like, I really appreciate you guys carving out this time to hang out with us, and you guys, I hope you got something out of this. If you didn't, then you probably weren't paying attention. And yeah, I mean, you're fantastic. You're fantastic. You're fantastic.
We don't have the award
Stay
yet, but you
classy.
guys are fantastic humans.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Absolutely.
Oh, kind of like on Kill Tony when he hands out the little book of jokes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do get you like a Fanta and a stick for Fantastic Human Award.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking nice, dude. Nice, dude. Yeah, I like that.
You be on the dad jokes though.
Dude, I just want to be on a dad.
Oh
I heard you had a fucking section about talking to your kids and shit, dude. What's up?
I want to be on a dad's
Sup,
joke.
Daddy? Like, no, P. Diddy. Sup, Daddy?
Like, that ain't
Lord.
a joke, dude. There ain't no joke about
Somebody
that
did
goddamn
jokes.
thing.
Seriously?
Hey, you ain't joking, dog.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, dude. There
What
ain't
is
no
this?
joke.
Where did these?
Oh, that's mine.
Oh my god!
The
You
only,
fucked my head up.
the
bro.
only, the only,
Like
the only
my mom
TikTok
had like
clip-
55
share.
pairs of fucking reading glasses in her house, and I thought that was one of her reading glasses, and I was like, bro, I threw them all away. You fucked my head up. Okay, phew. All right.
What TikToks are you sharing,
The
dude?
only TikTok clips I'm going to share is the ones of Dustin talking about my junk.
Oh my
fucking
gosh,
nice,
dude.
bro.
It's definitely all over, yeah.
People fucking follow me, dude.
Well,
You
yeah.
think to have a
Thank you,
following?
thank you
We
for
gotta
giving
go
us
get-
the space to share our thoughts, you
Oh,
guys.
yes, yeah, I forgot about that part.
The outro.
No.
Quit rubbing my shit. Michelle talked about eating cake pops out of my butthole, and we're gonna do it. Not even joking.
Hell
Every
yeah.
time, truth or
Oh
not?
yeah,
They know we're
on
telling the
the
truth.
27th,
Oh, yeah,
in
you
2
don't.
weeks, we are going to be having Ian on. He's a newer artist to me. He's been doing art actually for a really long time. We worked together at Arby's, and he's pretty fucking talented. So yeah, we're going to have him on. We're going to
You
do
know,
some
I'll be
talking.
watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll watch.
Super
Bong,
glad to
bong.
have you guys.
I love you.
Yeah, stay classy. You're fantastic. Thanks for giving us the space to voice our thoughts.
Thanks again for joining us for our 8th episode of Classy Broadcast. Check the information section on this video for links to all of our social media outlets, information on the new Wild Mustang restaurant, a link for Sycamore Treesy's Slippin', and a link for the WoW Faction website. Don't forget to leave any questions that you have in the comments so we can do a question and answer video in the future. And if you would like to hear us talk about something specific, don't be afraid to make a suggestion. Join us in future episodes for more engaging topics and intriguing guests. If you would like to be a guest on Classy Broadcast, leave a comment and we'll contact you about future episodes. Join us next time as we discuss the journey of a young artist with artist Insomniac, formerly known as Ian. Thanks for joining in. See you next time.